So, are you all set to... Oh, I actually, no, hang on a second. Let me get into character. Welcome to Two Titans and a Hunter, a Destiny 2 podcast, blah, blah, blah.
And now the people are happy.
No, they're not.
They should be, though.
Here, we are discussing the Festival of the Lost, blah, blah, blah.
Dear everyone, you're either welcome or I'm very sorry, depending.
Roll the titles.
Welcome to the Two Titans and a Hunter Destiny 2 podcast, a fantastic show dedicated to bringing you the latest blood-curdling intel, the spookiest news, and the most chilling opinions from the farthest depths of the underworld. Whether you're a newly resurrected zombie, fresh from the Cosmodrome, or a survivor of the zombie hordes, this is your Destiny destination. We'll arm you with tips, tricks, and hauntingly worthy tools to help you triumph, thrive, and survive the fight. So, without further ado, let's get on with the show.
So yes, it is me, Night Demon, and Peroty. We are here to discuss the Festival of the Lost. But first, I think that we should discuss update 9.1.5.2. I'm sounding very French at that point, so I'm going to stop because it's getting worse as I start to say other things.
Was it
So there you go.
Who robbed the Louvre this week?
Maybe.
We needed more gold for the festival, so we went to the Louvre and got some jewels.
I was running out of unstable cores and I needed cash to buy some more. And Bungie said no. No, it's definitely sounding French. No, I'm going to stop. I'm out of practice. I should have got into practice, but I didn't think about it until we got here, and I went, I did promise people the blah blah blahs. So,
and you delivered the blah blah blahs. So we have
did.
blahs. There were blahs.
I should explain why we're going to be jumping into update 9.1.5.2 first, and then the TWAB, because we potentially have a guest coming on. He said he's going to crash this in about half an hour. We don't know if he is. He could just be making it up. It's Gator from the Guardian Down podcast. He's going to come and join us this week, and we can pick his brains about all the recent goings on and Festival of the Lost and how he's feeling and how we're feeling and how much we've played this week. But maybe we should just get into the update first.
Yeah, I know he's been doing some raiding. We can pick his brain about how the raiding is going, if they're teaching, learning, doing.
Is he carrying us through the next one?
Maybe.
Is he teaching and carrying? That's all we want to know.
There's always a chance.
Yeah. So Destiny 2 update 9.1.5.2, power and progression.
Starts with good news.
Well,
good news. Good news. But I was very confused this week. Well, here, I might as well let me not jump ahead immediately.
No. You take it away. You were confused. Let's start with you were confused this week.
Well, I was confused because because they made the big point of saying, hey, we're gonna the unstable cores. We made the decision to remove them in Renegades. They're not allowing what we wanted to do, so we're just gonna get rid of them. And then next week, we're getting 777,777 of them to have plenty of them to tide you over, presumably until December 2nd to Renegades.
Yeah.
And then this week I log in and they say, oh, by the way, we've just disabled them now. They're gone. So we gave you 700,000 plus cores for the week. And your unstable cores have now been deprecated as a currency used for infusion. They've been replaced with a flat cost of enhancement cores and 5,000 glimmer across all power levels. Additionally, unstable cores will no longer be granted when dismantling gear. So they're just gone. They just said, we're not going to wait for Renegades.
They're not gone. There's still a number in my inventory. And there's still an amount that drop once I defeat a boss in the Haunted Altars. So I'm still getting some.
But you don't have to spend any of them.
No, it's currency that's there. I want it and I want to use it and I want to transfer it into something else now. I want 777,000 normal cores. Give me the cores. I earned them. Don't take them away.
No,
I earned them. All of them.
The exchange rate is to 0. It's very bad. Yeah, no, I mean, which again, feels like a win. Them saying, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to do this for Renegades. And then, hey, here's a bunch of them to make do. And then, hey, they're gone. We're just going to take them out. No longer have to use them for infusion.
Yeah.
So, I mean, moving quickly. So that's good. But I was
extremely quickly.
But I was just like, didn't you just say we were going to have to wait? And again, not complaining about the wait. I was just like, did you just say this? And then,
well, it was obviously a quick fix, wasn't it? It's obviously something that somebody went, hang on a minute, I can do that in about 10 minutes. Don't worry. We can clear that off the list of things that need to be done by Renegades or for Renegades. I can get that one done now, and then we can focus on other things. I can go and do something else. So, yeah.
Yeah, truly. It was just like, hey, we can do this. Let's just get rid of them. There's not a ton of news this week, but I think one of the things was like, hey, we found a quick smart fix to get this done quicker, and here you go, enjoy. Oh yeah, we found some smart solutions in the short term to help bring the changes forward. Hope it helps. So yeah, they did, and I'm going to guess they're going to help for whoever's still around. Yeah, but that's all good news. So starting strong. Now I see the next word is stronghold. Let's see if we keep going strong. So he fixed an issue where Stronghold wasn't providing Ergo Sum with infinite guard and max guard resistance. Oh, so you're lovely.
We weren't strong, but now we're stronger.
Yeah, and now you're stronger with the Ergo Sums too, which, if you're like anyone, probably have a good collection of them in your vault.
And I tell you what, strongholds and a sword in Altars of Sorrow, it's so sweet because every boss is like, do you want to fight me with your sword? And I go, yes, I do. Have you got a shrieker firing at your face? Do you need to infinitely block? Yes, I do. So,
yes.
Yeah, I'm covered. Yeah.
Perfect.
Anyway, let's carry on.
Good news. Okay, we'll see weapons. Fix an issue where the enhanced controlled burst wasn't gaining improved duration over the base perk. Another enhancement not enhancing properly. Looking at you, recycled energy. You're infecting our friends. All right, our Prismatic Titan. Oh, the Prismatic Shiver Strike now refunds 80% when not hitting targets in PvE and 40% in PvP as intended. So they brought the Titans back to Earth. No more Titans flying through the sky. That's too bad. I mean, an obvious change that was going to happen, but Titans. I hope you took flight while you could and had a good time with it. Hunters, on your mark, get set. They've removed the cooldown on building on your mark stacks in PvE. Precision hand cannon hits now grant 2 stacks of on your mark, and precision hits and final blows at 10 stacks now refresh on your mark. So probably all good things. I know I saw a bunch of people talking about OYM, and I had to look up what OYM was because they were very excited about it. So seems like good hunter changes. Your vortex grenades for the warlock. Fix an issue where vortex grenades was pushing some larger enemy types instead of pulling them in. Very good. I know we talked about that last week. The vortex grenade should, hurt the enemy and not push them out of danger into safety. So now it's doing as it should. Hey, they removed a bunch of challenge modifiers from matchmaking in the portal. I honestly couldn't tell you what some of these are, but elemental hungers, volatile shields, match game, lightning crystals, cosmic superconductors, ashes to ashes, slow and small, energy drain, haste, and anti-surge are all gone in matchmaking. So they'll still be there if you want to turn any of those on. Like haste, the one where you have to keep moving or you take damage. You can turn them on if you're trying to build into something. But as far as just matchmaking goes, those are off now. So you can just go and have a good time and not have to deal with any of these. The Heliostat Pinnacle Op now properly shows that barrier champions will be in the activity at higher difficulty. There we go. Because we talked about last week. Coming across an unexpected barrier champion, no fun. They also fixed an issue where breaking Vex crystals in the Heliostat mission would not grant the Wolfsbane intrinsic to all players in the fire team. There you go, Demon. Now you can play and actually get the things the rest of your fire team gets. They also fixed an issue where the dungeon layers may have multiple options for limited revive token skulls. And they fixed an issue where loot from the contest of the Elder Pinnacle Ops would go directly to the Postmaster. So now, presumably, you'll be able to go collect it like everything else. In the Desert Perpetual, they've updated the Network Technician Triumph to accurately reflect the completed state of the Atlas and Almanac quest. And in the Desert Perpetual base and epic versions of Agreos, they prevented the timing cases where alignment could cause multiple bosses to target the fire team with variable elimination. And then finally, hey, they refunded 300 or 600 Bright Dust is now available in your special deliveries for players who overpaid when acquiring 1 or 2 pieces of Bright Dust armor ornaments, respectively, during week 1 of Asher Iron. Basically, that was hey, when things were more expensive than they should be, they said you'd be getting a refund in the future. This is that future. This is that refund. So if you spent Bright Dust on something, the refund's there in your little special deliveries kiosk. Players who purchase 3 or more ornaments will receive an additional, separate refund directly to their Bright Dust balance for the remaining Bright Dust owed. So you'll get, 2 pieces of Bright Dust, 3 or 600 in the kiosk, and then the rest will go right back to your balance for reasons, because I don't know, but that's how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And the fixed an issue where the new competitive emblem for reaching Ascendant 3 was not visible in collections. They fixed the issue where the Featherfine shader was using the same visuals as the Iron Valor shader, and the Rewards Pass ship's name has been updated in all supported languages. So now it doesn't match the other ship or whatever it was that had the same name of it. So there we go. Seems like a nice round of good changes. Useful things.
Yeah, some of those things that I think we discussed last week, but it's always handy sometimes to go back over them because some people listen to last week, some people listen to this week's. Yep. It's always a good thing.
And sometimes they put them in the TWAB and patch notes, and sometimes they just tweet them and say, "Hope you guys saw this."
Yeah,
it's interesting. They've been again. I'm never gonna complain about them getting us information, but it's the fact that some of the updates are screenshots, like of another document that they're tweeting out versus just like typing it out. It's very strange. Like I'm almost just like, why are we doing it this way? It's just like they're screenshots and they're a little bit blurry, which again, I'm not going to complain about the information. I'm happy to know what's happening. It's just a little odd. But yeah, unstable cores are gone. Strongholds are stronger. Titans are no longer flying and hunters have on your mark.
Been a good change.
Been a good week.
Yeah, but I'm still holding off on talking about festival. So we'll dive into This Week in Destiny, or the TWAB, for the 23rd of October 2025. And at the start, they do talk about Fest of the Lost. So I'm going to quickly mention it. They've extended it by another week, and it's all our fault. No, it's not our fault, but...
I mean, but again, there's talk about another positive change, because, you'll see that the boss's soft locking are not there in their list of fixes this week that they patched. So they're still looking into why the ultra bosses are soft locking for some people.
I got my hopes up when you sent me the information that they'd extended it by the extra week. I was like, is it because of the title of last week's show? I was hoping it was, and I'm secretly still hoping that it was because of the title of last week's show. So I'm going to go with that we did a positive change for good. So you and me, and we'll count Nobling because he was here last week as well, got them by the force of our title to extend it by another week. And it wasn't anything to do with any, errors and things on their part with the game and things like that. So it was all down to us. Thank you, us.
Yeah. Thank you to us, and you're welcome. Yeah. I mean, I think they realize, we still have players here who remember when this was a 3-week event. So why are we giving them only 2 weeks of it? That's silly and uncalled for.
But they do detail something really interesting that's coming with Renegades in December, and it's going to be the orders system. Apparently, because of what they did because where we had I keep forgetting the name of the system that we had, which joined the dots up to get to the line at the end to give us our
Pathfinder.
Pathfinders, that was it. So for a long time we had those Pathfinders. Well, I say for a long time, it was one of the things that was kind of introduced in the way of getting rid of bounties, for the fact that they wanted to give people easy access to, the rewards of getting bright dust, engrams,
XP,
XP, enhancement prisms, enhancement cores, and that kind of thing. So without having to keep flying to different locations, it was like, just play the game, and if you play it a certain way, you can join up the dots, and then at the end of the pyramid, there would be your large pile of whatever kind of rewards. And then that was taken out with the Edge of Fate. And we were promised that at some point we were going to get something back that would compensate us for losing out on not having the same amount of Bright Dust rewards as we were getting with the bounties and then the Pathfinder system. So apparently this new order system that's coming with Renegades is going to kind of be the thing that does that and balance out like our systems. So they're trying to get around not having to go to locations and pick up bounties and things. But I think sometimes that is one of the things that people enjoyed, and not necessarily having to fly to the different locations, but we generally, when we loaded up, we would search on our kind of our apps and go, right, we're going to be doing this kind of thing today, but if we're doing something else, we'll pick up all of those bounties, go off and do things, and they get completed. Here is a kind of them Bungie saying, you don't even need to use the app, we'll just put it all in the portal and it's all just going to be there for you to see, and then you can just kind of get on with it as you like, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it really just feels like, hey, we're bringing back bounties, except they're different, and you don't have to go places.
But in saying that, it doesn't even sound like we're bringing back bounties. It sounds like we're bringing back the same system that we had with Destiny 2 when it first launched. A bit like we have with, it was the 5 of cards, wasn't it? That you set up your own Nightfalls with all your different modifiers on and things like that to do whatever you kind of wanted to do with Nightfalls, made it as easy or as difficult as you wanted. And we've kind of got that now with the portal. And then with the bounty system, when we logged in for the week, we would have on the tab on the side of our kind of director, it would list like sort of bounties, but because I think they wanted to get away from bounties from Destiny 1, it was just kind of a list of things that you could do that would give you like rewards of Bright Dust and Glimmer and enhancement cores, enhancement prisms and things like that were available at the time. And then we kind of moved away from that and went back to bounties, and now we're kind of moving back to the original system that they tried to get away from, that it's just all included in the portal. And I think it just shows that they're doubling down on the portal is the way that we are going. We're going to improve the portal, but here are the things that we're going to kind of implement into the portal that will hopefully help it make it better for everybody.
Yeah, I was looking at this, and I remember them showing this off in one of the previews. Oh, I don't remember if it was the Renegades. I think it was the Renegades reveal preview where we got the Star Wars reveal, where they talked about the order system and what their hopes and dreams were for it. And yeah, I mean, again, like the game just does feel so sparse. So I'm happy to have anything that's like, hey, here's some things to go do. Here's some ways to earn, currency, XP, etc. I mean, I think that was part of the problem with when Edge of Fate dropped and people were just like, well, I have to go grind Caldera now for 8 straight hours to get my light level up. Like there wasn't anything else to go do or pick up to help you along that if you did want to go grind your face off to continue grinding, it was just, you have to go play the activities over and over and over. There was no anything else to pick up and turn in or just nothing to really to stop that just perpetual, let me sit in the same playlist and just life it over and over again. So I mean, yeah, I'm happy to have a source of Bright Dust any day, because that's what I want to buy my cosmetics with. And yeah, and just another. I like the Pathfinder system. I may be one of the only people. I liked it. I like the bounties. I like that there's things to do. I like saying, oh, I have to go, get some. I'm doing void damage in Festival of the Lost right now because I hadn't looked at the things it wanted me to do, and I was like, oh, get void kills in the haunted, in haunted or whatever. Haunted altars, or even just overall, I was like, oh, let me go find a void weapon and slap a void weapon on. Let me go knock some of that out. Like, I like sort of having not forced change, my play style, but like I like having a little checklist of things to do. Of, hey, I'm here and I'm running this activity. Let me go knock this out as well. It's like it feels good that I'm doing sort of 2 or more things at once. Like, I like that. Yeah. So I'm happy we'll have something back along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, from the screenshot, and I'll go into what Bungie actually say, but from the screenshot, it looks like you've got your seasonal hub for Season of Lawless, and it's given you 5 or 6 orders that you can kind of complete just in the game, and it will give you at the bottom, it says it will give you a legendary. And then next to that, you've got your daily objectives, which is basically what we've got at the moment, where you look at in your hub on the portal for just kind of doing your weekly reward track. It's got those 3 daily objectives, and then it's got your weekly ones listed next to it rather than kind of having to scroll along. Again, this all could be subject to change because it could look different to what it is actually in the TWAB. But they say for a long time now, Destiny 2 has had most of its XP, Bright Dust, and economy-based rewards behind a system that requires specific activities, objectives, or loadouts to complete. While these systems could be fun, it could also feel that you weren't regularly rewarded when playing other pieces of content throughout the game. So when Destiny 2 Renegades launches on December 2nd, we will introduce the new Orders system. And they hope that the Orders will provide players with a more consistent, rewarding experience across Destiny 2, while less frequently asking you to manage your loadout or step away from the activities you and your fire team are interested in doing. This system will be replacing the bounties and seasonal challenges with a more approachable set of objectives that reward players' consistency for their time spent in Destiny 2, be it 10 minutes or 2 hours. Orders will be part of the improved seasonal hub that launches alongside Renegades. While you'll see your activity orders in the portal main screen, the new overview tab in the seasonal hub is where you'll find them alongside your daily and weekly objectives, as well as the weekly reward. Your active orders to the left are the objectives to complete while you're doing other tasks, and are often focus on actions like defeating enemies, using weapons, abilities, or playing a specific activity type. They are also granted automatically upon logging in, so you don't have to worry about gathering them up before you get your party together. Common orders are often granted based on your character's current loadout, so completing them should be a natural thing to do as you play. Don't worry, because if you don't like the current ones, you can re-roll them. So you can replace them, and it'll be a random one by spending some glimmer. And keep in mind, replacing an order increases that tier's reroll cost up to a daily maximum. And they don't tell you the daily maximum, but for instance, it's 250 glimmer for maybe the first time. Completing common orders reduces the cost of replacing other common orders until they've reached the default replacement cost. So you could just keep going until forever, basically, for the day, I guess. Because hopefully they've worked it out on the basis of when we used to be able to log in and go around and pick up all the daily bounties. And there used to be a lot of people that used to go and do that because it did give you quite a significant amount of bright dust. They've worked out how much you could actually go around in a whole day and collect all those bounties up. And it gives you the equivalent in these new orders, hopefully. So say, for instance, you could go and select, say, 35 bounties across the whole system and complete them in the day. I'm not talking about the weekly ones or the bigger ones. And you could then go and pick up extra bounties, which would cost you 3,000 glimmer for each of those, but it would only give you 10 bright dust, I think. But you could purchase as many as those as you kind of had glimmer. So hopefully they've worked it out very similar to that. That's what I'm hoping anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping too. And I heard you say they're going to replace the weekly challenges with the system as well, which I would have, before Edge of Fate, I would have been disappointed in that change. But honestly, with all of the Edge of Fate, hey, go pick up all the little, iPads basically, and all the challenge, and all the activities. I've just skipped mostly. I was really enjoying the weekly challenges when it was go and go do a challenge, the go pick up the little pads and all of these various activities. I've ignored most of those because I don't find that interesting, and I'm not. I don't know. That was a challenge. I was like, this isn't a challenge so much as just a chore list. It doesn't
a chore list. Yeah.
Like if I'm in the activity, I'm completing it. But I didn't find where you had stuck one of these panels. Why then do I have to do this again? So I was gonna say I would have been disappointed with the weekly challenges going away, but I am excited that if this is replacing those. And yeah, I was one of those people who would go pick up bounties and say, hey, I'm gonna go do a bunch of activities. Let me pick up bounties that I can finish, or let me, I still go, when I'm with a fire team, go pick up all the fire team bounties because I don't know what we're gonna get up to from the bird. So I said, let me grab those. I'll probably do something that'll, give me, something complete for it. So I'm happy to have that back again.
That's one thing that's going to be checked off my list of not having to kind of tell people to do each week in This Week in Destiny now. It's like, okay, so you're now taking that away. And I know, like you were saying, I mean, I hated, going into the expeditions and finding the one on Nessus, one on Cosmodrome, one on Europa, just so I can check that box and say I've got some XP and I've done that challenge to get my large pile of bright dust at the end. So hopefully the same amount of bright dust goes into these challenges that they're going to be, or orders that they're calling them, as equivalent to what we, one, could get with bounties, and two, with what we could get out of the challenges, or by completing the challenges, because some of them did actually have bright dust attached to them, as well as challenge XP or challenge XP plus whatever, so, and it kind of takes out those horrible ones like go and play Rift, and it's like, well, Rift came up, I think it's this week, or is it last week? It came up the week 9 and then hasn't been back until either this week or last week. I can't remember off the top of my head. And it's like, you've got to be on at the right time to kind of do some of these things. And it's like, that's really annoying. So Order sounds like it's going to be a little bit different. Whereas, hopefully it's going to be based on your character or how you play.
I think that's what they said somewhere in there is let's see, your active orders to the left are objectives to complete while you're doing other tasks. They often focus on actions like defeating enemies, weapons, abilities, specific types.
Common orders, it says, are often granted based on your character's current loadout.
Okay.
So you could change your loadout before you log in, and then it goes, oh, by the way, you've got all of this stuff, go and do this.
It's based on what you're running, so completing them should be a natural thing for you to do as you play. See, that's the key, Bungie. I'm happy to go do extra things, and I think a lot of other people are. Just like in the, hey, go get this many weapon kills when you're running through the solo ops or whatever. If it's natural, if I have the things on I need to do, and maybe if my loadouts aren't locked, I can actually go, make those changes and go get those, ability kills or weapon kills. I'm much more apt to do that if it's hey, I'm playing this activity, and while I'm here, I can also knock these other things out. That's excellent. That's exciting. I'm a big fan of that. It's the while you're here, go do this completely unrelated thing that you don't really care about and doesn't actually help with your completion. That's not fun. That's not interesting. That's not a good time.
No.
Yeah, so hopefully I'm looking at all this again with a little Edge of Fate skepticism going. In the past, I would have said this sounds good. In our current Edge of Fatiness, is this going to be what you're telling me it's going to be, or are we going to get there and it's not quite going to have lived up to its?
The thing is, I think
promises.
I think the portal would have worked out if Destiny 2 had carried along the same lines as it did when it first started, where we had, like I said, the 5 of whatever, the card that we used to pick up from Sir that would change the Nightfalls, and then these kind of things would just be on the tab on the director. You could push a left bumper and it would kind of open up as it does kind of now when you log in this week. If you haven't done like Fest of the Lost, if you tab across it's there's a thing flashing saying go to the tower and visit Eva Levante to start off the kind of quest. So it used to be in that kind of tab, it used to have about 5 or 6 different things when you logged in, very similar to these orders that would just be about gameplay. Go and play a Crucible match, go and get void kills, go and get like precision kills and do this with this kind of subclass. It would just be something like that. And then they kind of moved away from it, and now they kind of come back to it. So yeah, it's a strange thing. And I was listening to, who was I listening to? I think it was actually DCP. For a hot minute, they were actually talking about Destiny. And I was like, okay, we're going to be talking about Destiny today. And they did have a kind of interesting take on what's actually happened, because a lot of them are not playing the game. They were kind of just listening from, say, I think it was Fran Mirabella, who's kind of playing it and playing other things. Whereas True Vanguard, I know, has stepped away. Tefty and Briar and Miss 5000 Watts aren't kind of anywhere near the game, but they're kind of giving an objective view on what they see as the problems going forward. And it was quite interesting to hear their take on it, that Bungie seemed to have just changed Destiny for just changing sake of, like, Destiny 2 was in a good place, and it seems like they've just gone, right, we're just going to change the game completely, when that's not what the player base wanted. The player base just wanted more of the same, just more, just not keep changing the different kind of things. We know we probably would have been happier as a player base if we didn't get the portal and things kind of carried on the way they were going, with average seasons or good seasons, and that time and effort was put than put into the portal was actually put into actual gameplay. So rather than building a portal and doing all these other different things for the portal, maybe we got some Crucible maps, or Gambit was restructured, or fill in the blank, but actually put the time into the game that people were playing to enjoy, rather than kind of go, oh, we haven't got a Destiny 3 in the works, we must come up with a Destiny 2.5, make the game look different, kind of inviting to people, and then don't get it out the door as they kind of led us to believe that was going to happen. When we saw those TWABs a couple of months back.
Yeah, overpromise and underdeliver what we were going to have. So instead of this great new expansive system, we got a much smaller game where we just didn't have most of what we already had, and we're told, "Oh, this is new. This is the way. It's going to improve." And then it just, the portal has improved in that time, but still at its core, it's got the same problems.
Yeah, it has.
I need to give credit where it's due. There have been improvements, but it's just like you took something, you made it bad, and then you made the bad thing better, but it's still a net loss. It's still overall worse than when you started with it.
You could have still introduced the portal and still had the director, and everything else kind of makes sense. Whereas the portal could have been the select activities that you say, right, these are going to be match-made activities where you can earn X, Y, and Z, but you can still go over to the director, and that's where Kepler's going to be. You'll have to probably tab across to go to this new galaxy, but it's still on the director, and it's still part of it, and it's still going to have influence, and you'll be able to level up by going and playing the stuff in Kepler, come back and do other activities across the rest of the system. Crucible's still going to be in the Crucible tab. Gambit's going to be in the Gambit tab. Vanguard stuff's going to be in the Vanguard tab. But if you want to kind of do match-made activities and you want to use this new system of leveling this up, or using the 5 of cards system that we've now got in the portal, you can kind of do that. And I think where they tried to just do the portal and have the main focus on the portal, that's the issue. But yeah.
Yeah. We've talked this to death in the last couple of weeks, but yeah, they really just took everything and threw it into the portal. Well, that's the thing, they took so little and threw it into the portal, and then was like, hey, here's the portal. It doesn't have most of the end game stuff. It doesn't have, a lot of this other stuff, but here's sort of what you have to play with. Enjoy.
Here's what we thought it should be, here's a taster of what it could be, and it's going to get better. It's going to get better. And I do believe that it's going to get better. It's not what they had in their mind when they first kind of created it, and they had to get it out the door at the point of delivering the Edge of Fate. But, it does still have potential.
Yeah. No, exactly. I agree. It definitely has potential. It's just how long does potential remain potential, and when does it get to become realized?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like all this is, they're moving in the right direction, but it is really just, just so many bugs, so many problems. Like, I just keep going back to, if they hadn't spent the last 2 months fixing the game, just everything. Even when Festival of the Lost came out, everything I saw was, hey, the activities are good, it's fun, but there's also a soft lock bug that prevents you from finishing it, which really is just the headline on Destiny 2 since Edge of Fate. Hey, it's good, it's fun, but you're gonna run into show-stopping bugs, so maybe just wait a minute to play it. And I think so much of that, they're so good at building hype, and then have been so bad at slamming the door on that hype by people going, yeah, I want to do this, and then either encounter the bug, or knock on wood, I haven't encountered it, but I know it's out there, which makes me a little less hesitant to jump in and play if I'm afraid I'm going to get stopped halfway through. I'm going to get stopped at the end of it and say, well, I can't finish this activity because it's broken. And it's a shame that they've built this, they've done all this and then still just run into these show-stopping problems. That QA is important.
Yeah. Well, they have changed the kind of this bounty system, or this order system, to be better to play with your friends. So apparently team play. So while playing alongside other Guardians, historically you would kind of have to fight each other for kind of doing different bounties, because your bounty, if we both picked up the same bounty and you were killing things with void, for say instance, somebody else's kill would not necessarily complete your bounty. Now, in some cases, like I think in Fest of the Lost at the moment, when you do certain things, if somebody else shoots a void crystal, it then does count for you and your team shooting a void crystal. So things like that have been helpful. So what they're going to do is expand on that with this team play aspect of these orders. So completing objectives will be kind of a team-based thing. So in the majority of these common orders, any defeats that your teammates achieve while you're playing with them will contribute to these common orders. While the assist progress is less than the individual progress, they hope it encourages you to play alongside other Guardians. So trying to get more people back to playing together is a good thing. So it's not going to be 100% of completing it, but it actually does contribute to your score, which makes it better to kind of play with people, because at that point you don't then care if you are all shooting things with void at the same time, because it goes very quickly.
Right.
It's just if you're having to fight people to do those things, that's where it becomes an issue.
Yeah. Like I'm so happy to work with people to get, common objectives done if I'm not literally fighting them for the kills. I mean, that's been a problem again, just forever, is we're all trying to do this activity, we're all trying to do the same objective, and we're fighting each other for the kills. So yeah, and Bungie, make this obvious, like in the game, make this obvious, because that's been such a problem for so long. And I'm glad we're mentioning it here, but like, can we make sure this is very obvious in the game? When it launches, people know this, because that would be nice. But yeah, no, I mean, that's if it works out, that's a huge change. That's a really positive change of, hey, play with blueberries, load it with your friends, and you're not fighting each other for it. You can just have a good time.
Yeah. And they're also kind of doing a very similar thing in the Crucible. So if you say, instance, you've got an order that says that you need to capture zones in Crucible, and you play a match and you don't actually physically capture any zones, apparently this new system will check the box for you for some of these common orders to say, yes, you've played the game type, but you weren't able to kind of capture the zone. You were kind of stopping people and you were killing people from getting the zones from whoever captured it. So you've done your part of playing part of the team. So we're going to reward you for that. So it's going to be less penalizing people for not actually doing some of the objectives. So that's also another good thing. We also have legendary and exotic orders. So completing orders rewards you with another order and a payout that matches your order's tier. As you complete activities, play with other Guardians, and complete orders, you'll be increasing the chances that your completed orders may upgrade to a higher tier. While higher tier orders take longer to complete and may present a challenge, they offer greater rewards. So this is very similar to how we had in Destiny 1, where we would go to the bounty board, we would pick up loads of different bounties, and if you were just that lucky for that 1 second of that day, you would get one of those exotic bounties that you would then be able to go off and do several different steps to get an exotic weapon, which was really cool. I don't think it's going to be along the same lines of that as like hidden exotic weapons, because there was like about 3 or 4 that you could pick up from the bounty guy in Destiny 1 that would then give you, and you had to. I'm sure it was random, but it was a small chance to kind of, if you just picked up bounties and completed them and handed them in and things like that, you would have a chance of getting this exotic bounty. So you're getting legendary and exotic orders with higher payouts for whatever you kind of do.
Yeah, and again, and another reason to interact with the system. Another reason to go and complete orders, because there's something. Yeah, you could get better ones. Those exotics and legendaries are interesting. But I say are potentially interesting if they give something that's good loot or interesting loot, or I mean, heck, throw reroll chips and things. There's so many interesting things they could put into those. I mean, just hey, give me some extra reroll chips for when activities are up, or give me a shot at. Yeah, I mean, I think like you said, I don't think it's gonna be like new exotics, because those are sort of more mission based and things now. But yeah, give me
it's sad that we can't get back to that.
Yeah, like
imagine if that was one of the things that were kind of coming with Renegades and going on, is that there were hidden exotics tied behind these orders,
Right.
and it suddenly kind of popped up like Destiny 1. Because I remember that people were so excited about doing bounties and picking up bounties to see if they could get one of these exotic bounties to drop to then go off and go and get this exotic weapon. And it was just that fun of the gameplay loop. And even when you did get it, you still played with your friends to see if they could kind of go and do it and get it. It's like,
Yeah. If you could get a double lightsaber drop from an exotic order, and again, like there's so much interesting stuff they could do. Even just interesting sparrows or interesting ghost shells or cosmetic. I mean, there's so much interesting stuff they could put in there that wouldn't solely be Eververse. If I can't get a new exotic, give me something that's just as fun and exciting. Give me some limited thing. Well, how'd you get that? Well, random chance of going and doing this, doing enough orders. I got an exotic order to drop, and this is what came from it. So, yeah, it's like I don't know, like we need some of that, just like just sort of little uncertainty, a little bit fun. Like it's not the end of the world if you don't get it, but it's just a little extra treat if you do.
yeah. Well, also, there's going to be a meter displayed on the overview page to help you convey your chances of a common order upgrading to a legendary order upon completion. A full bar means you have a very high chance of the upgrade, and you may even get lucky when completing a legendary order to have it upgrade to an exotic order. So that's pretty cool. Order payouts and bright dust. So after the Edge of Fate launches, they'd noted that they'd be returning to a steady source of bright dust to the game with the Renegades. With orders, they've incorporated the bright dust previously available in seasonal challenges and set up a steady source. So, going to dive into how it works. Initially, order payouts will provide you with regular drops of bright dust based on the tiers of the payouts. The available bright dust is segmented into weekly and seasonal pools, with a target budget each week or season respectively. Once the budget is earned, future orders may continue to give bright dust, but at a reduced rate. So, bright dust categories. Common and legendary order bright dust cap is 1,000 bright dust per week, starting at maintenance. Exotic order bright cap is 6,000 bright dust per season, starting at the expansion launch. Okay.
Per season. Okay, I was like,
Yeah.
you said season, then you said expansion. I was like 6,000 for the expansion. No, per season the expansion. Got it.
Per season, starting at the launch of the expansion. Yes. So common weekly is going to be 10 bright dust. Legendary weekly is going to be 100, and then over the bright dust limit is going to be 10. Exotic is going to be 200 for the season, and then 30 when you go over the bright dust limit. So that does kind of sound very similar to how we had before.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it was 10 bright dust when we used to pick up the extra bounties. You play 3,000 Glimmer, do the extra bounty. I'm sure it was the 10, but
that's
they've worked it out.
That's what I remember as well. Those being 10, and then the weeklies being like 100 or something. Maybe I can't remember exactly, but yeah, that feels on par with it. And yeah, but yeah, I mean 6,000 bright dust is nothing to sneeze at. That's a good amount of bright dust. Again, I mean, if you're trying to buy, if you're trying to collect everything, then you're spending glimmer anyway. I mean, you're spending silver anyway. But yeah, I would assume like many players and say, hey, there's a handful of cosmetics I really want to pick up. This is the source to do that. Again, since they took away our last sources of it, bringing it back to us, a win.
Yeah. So examples of how this works. Claiming common order payouts provides 10 bright dust each until your account has earned 1,000 bright dust for that week from common and legendary payouts combined. After reaching the 1,000 bright dust weekly cap, common payouts no longer provide bright dust. Claiming legendary order payouts provide 100 bright dust each until your account earns 1,000 bright dust that week from common and legendary payouts. After reaching the 1,000 bright dust weekly category limit, legendary payouts provide 10 bright dust. Claiming an exotic order payout provides 200 bright dust each until your account has earned 6,000 bright dust during that season for the exotic payouts. And after reaching 6,000 bright dust seasonal category limit, exotic payouts provide 30 bright dust. So you'll still be able to get bright dust, and there'll probably be other things in the game that you can still get the bright dust from. So yeah, but the orders are going to be that.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, it's interesting. It's replacing the weekly challenges as well. I hadn't really thought about it replacing the weekly challenges too, but I think that's another That's hopefully another system they're going to replace for the better. Again, I'm just a little nervous about all these changes. I'm going, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And I'm going, that sounds great, but are you though?
Well, I think
Is this
it's still quite convoluted, isn't it? Because we're saying daily and weekly challenges and orders and all of these kind of things. And we actually have daily and weekly objectives as well. So the daily and weekly objectives are the things that are now in the portal under the hub for like the week. Whereas your challenges are the things that we they're moving away from, but they were the things that were kind of, if you go to your quest tab, you can look at the each week comes up with about, I'd say 6 challenges, but some weeks it goes down to about 3. But each week will give you kind of a set amount of challenges that I do run through in This Week in Destiny to let you know ahead of time what's going to be in there. And then at the end of the season, you can complete, if you've completed, say, 72 out of the 75, you get a large pile of bright dust for that. And they did, I think it was something like, it must have been about 4,000 or 5,000 bright dust for completing that whole thing last season, beginning part of
they're all seasons.
reclamation. Yeah, beginning
we'll
part
just
of
call them
reclamation.
seasons. We won't care what Bungie calls them. They're seasons.
But so they're going to be going away, and these orders are going to be coming in. But at the moment, we're still going to have the daily and weekly objectives alongside that. So those are the things that currently, if you go into the Fest of the Lost, you have daily objectives that kind of rotate each day, and then you have the weekly one, or I think it's just one, isn't it, each week? So hopefully that will get refreshed.
Just one down at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, then the 3 dailies.
That will get refreshed next week, and you'll be able to do another weekly one, and so on and so forth. But those are, I think, are still going to be sticking around. So they do say the challenges in the seasonal hub continue to work as they have since the introduction in Edge of Fate, though they are now referred to as daily and weekly objectives. Okay, so they've just changed what we're going to be calling them. So the daily objectives, which are the dailies, complete daily, refresh daily, and still reward you with 10 bright dust, as well as an amount of experience, weekly rank progress, and weekly bonus ranks. On the other hand, weekly objectives, weeklies, require a bit more time, and they will give you 50 bright dust, a higher weekly amount of rank progress, experience, and 4 portal bonus drops. While the number of weeklies offered has been reduced, their rewards have been adjusted to ensure that the values are still there. So, for example, bright dust increased from 40 to 50, while the weekly ranks increased from 4 to 5. Okay, so yeah, I did think they were cutting down with what they're kind of giving us. And to answer your question, Peroty, are bounties gone? Well, no, not at this point. Apparently, Banshee, Failsafe, Devram no longer provide bounties, but I'm sure Banshee still got bounties, technically. But there are other still vendors across that will offer daily and weekly bounties. I think Shorhan on the Cosmodrome definitely does. Petrovenge on the Dreaming City. So you've still got other places that you can go and get XP, and I think some of those things do offer bright dust as well. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think definitely the Cosmodrome ones. So
the question is, are bounties gone in any sort of meaningful way? Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we've eliminated them from the tower. We're slowly getting around to doing them on the locations.
Except for the fire team. So the fire team bounties will exist, and that'll be about the only ones worth doing.
Oh yeah, going to your clan bounty ones. Yeah.
Which, I mean, talk about another system that just, I'm pretty sure whoever used to work on clans has been gone for years, and they simply are never going to do
clans. And anybody that came up with let's give commendations, and commendations go towards any kind of ranks and rewards now.
Yeah.
No, because that I feel obliged to at the end of a match to give people commendations, because I'm like, well, you put in some effort, but there's no real need for them anymore. So
there's just, it's just another system of just going, well, we put this in, and it's still here, I guess. I still ask when I'm doing harder level activities, hey, do you need, hey, you're level 10 or 11, hey, do you need the blue, whatever the blue commendations are? It's like, no, that's not required anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you're the best dressed. Enjoy.
So hopefully the orders and things will kind of work out, and objectives will work out, and we'll all be happier with how the portal's working out.
Yeah. I mean, at least like you said, I mean, this is, we've got the daily and the weekly, chores to do as they are now. And the orders are going to be in addition to that, as opposed to replacing that. And I think that's the key is, we just need more. We just need more stuff in this game to do and more things to chase and to challenge and to be able to get loot and materials from. So I'm hoping the orders pan out, but at least it's not, hey, we're going to have this system as opposed to what we have now, and it'll be hopefully should be in addition to what we have now. So I'm hoping that's going to be good news. It's additive and not just replacing of, hey, that thing you used to have that, it's just gone now, and we are just not going to replace with anything. I don't know. We'll see. I remember I was on. I think we talked about off pod a couple weeks ago. I saw weeks or maybe months. I don't remember now. Fallout was sort of like talking with his community. One of his streaming days, he was like, sort of going back over the stream and just talking about orders, like, and just sort of asking his community, like, hey, for orders to succeed, what would they need to do? For orders to be, a complete failure, like, what would they need to do? And of course, people had, again, it's there's enough
very different kind of answers, don't
they? Yeah. It was interesting because there's enough people in there that, of course, you'll get two absolutely diametrically opposed answers to, oh, if they do this, I would never come back to the game. I would drop it. Or if they do this, oh, that'll bring me back in a heartbeat. And it's the same thing. Yeah. So, it's going to be interesting just to see who's left and how engaged they are with these orders. And again, like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a good change. I think it's an improvement. But I've always been, I'm always motivated by go do this thing, go knock this stuff out, get my, nothing motivates me more in a season than that large pile of bright dust at the end of it. So this is just another, hey, you're going to give me more bright dust? I can buy more pretty things? Great.
Yeah. And speaking of returning players, are you a returning player? We're not, but if you're reading this, read this. It says, because they've got stuff to tell you. So to go along with the new order system, they're also introducing a new returning player bonus for those who might have taken a break but are looking for a way to get back into the fray. So they have two very definitive goals with this new system: to get returning players up to speed fast and reward engaged players who are helping them. So we get stuff for helping people, they get stuff for coming back. So players who do not sign in or earn a total of 30 ranks during Season 27 will qualify for this benefit. So don't return, basically, or return and you can benefit from the helpers stuff, maybe. So Returner's Boon. This boon increases all experience gained for the next 6 months. Okay. Completing orders earns you a Returner's gift up to 10 per week or until 30 have been earned in total. Returners can earn a suite of one-time Returner's gifts with 30 unique rewards upon completing orders. They are limited to 10 per week. Some notable rewards are numerous enhancement materials, Tier 3 and Tier 4 gear, exotic engrams, 1,000 bright dust, iridescent engrams, an engram containing a past Eververse item you don't already own, and a Tower Pamphlet emblem. Returner's Blessing. While playing with someone who has returned, or has the Returner's Boon on, and you do not have the Returner's Boon on, they will grant you the Returner's Blessing. So this blessing increases all experience you earn. Completing activities while Returner's Blessing is active bestows random bonus portal engrams that you can earn when you next complete the activity, a chance to earn an exclusive emblem when completing activities, and finally, the blessing will automatically complete some of the common orders when you complete activities to help reward you for accompanying a returning player. That sounds pretty cool. So, yeah.
That's one way to hopefully get people back is literally throw things at them to make their gameplay better and to progress them quicker.
I would also, Bungie, I'd just like to say, I would also like an iridescent engram containing past Eververse items I don't already own. So if I stop playing, I can't stop playing now. I've gone past 27. Damn it.
Yeah. You're probably at or closer to 100 than 27. So I think that ship is.
I think I'm about 108.
That's a little more than 27.
Yeah.
But this gives me hope that maybe the iridescent engram will be in. I mean, again, Bungie, that's. You want to offer people again. I would just said, hey, would there be? It would be nice if there was something in like those, exotic engram, or the exotic orders, you're just an engram. That's a great option. I would be happily motivated to get a different, a past verse item I don't own yet for doing, a legendary or an exotic order like that's again, there's a reward I would like to see. Maybe, please. Yeah, we have blessings, we have boons. Yeah, but the new player. I just heard Astacross talking about this last week. The new player experience remains fairly abysmal. Remains fairly just like, yeah, you can do it, but like you really need a friend to play with you to just have any idea what you're doing, which is still just, again, like if you're you can't just have us who have been here for 1,000 years playing your game. Like at some point you need to have at least a little bit of growth. You need to have some newer players coming in.
And I think this needs to be something that sticks around, not just for the next season. I think it needs to be something that if you can get more players into the game, it rewards the players who play alongside them. So that would be really cool.
Yeah. This should be the beginning of starting in Renegades. This is what you should have. And it should be, if you've played at all, heck, throw this, do something like this, but better for the people who are new, full on new to the game. I don't know. It's nice to see them taking a real swing at, I want to say player retention or, winning players back. It still doesn't, I still would like to see this followed up with, hey, the new player experience is getting revamped. We're going to make clans useful. We're going to, again, for all of the, well, Destiny Rising does this and Destiny Rising does that. Why can't Destiny 2 do this? One, because Destiny Rising got to learn over from a decade plus of Destiny and Destiny 2, and two, Destiny 2 are built, or Destiny 2 is built on years of legacy tech debt, old code. It's not a brand new game that was sprung up out of nothing. So like, I'm not saying, oh, why aren't you doing the things they're doing? But but now that you've seen sort of that comparison of, hey, this has these things, people would really like to see these things in the game. Even just like the clan improvements, things that are related to the game, but not like directly related to the game. Give us a reason to be in a clan other than a couple of engrams, like and a second friends list. Like give me something in the clan to do something with. Let me set up challenges. Let me set up, you want to do commendations. Give us some fun, weird commendations to hand out to people every week for doing something. Just something, anything, like, make the friend game a viable thing for being in a clan, because there's just no reason to do it. It wouldn't, I'm not saying, rebuild entire game systems and I want this and that, but just, the systems that already exist that just haven't been touched in years, just, give them some love, I don't know. Like I know, I'm sure it's on no one's list of things to knock out, but.
And I think that, the interesting thing is that they've put it in the TWAB, but we do actually hear from a lot of players that have dropped off saying that they still listen to the show, they still kind of keeping tabs on what's kind of going on in Destiny. So hopefully this is something that they kind of hear and go, okay, maybe I will try and come back next season. If you like Star Wars, it's an added bonus. If you don't like Noble, then he's still going to come back. But I think he's got more than 27 levels already. But
Noble's lovely. Who wouldn't like Noble?
No, Noble doesn't like Star Wars. He likes Star Trek. He's a Trekkie, and I don't know why he can't like both. I like both, but he just, anyway. But yeah, so players that have kind of listened to the show and said, hey, we're still listening. We just want to kind of say thanks for what you're doing, and we're keeping tabs. This is the kind of thing to get them interested in coming back. Just and let us know if you're listening to this and you think this is worth coming back, let us know and we'll kind of discuss it on the show. Or if you think that this is definitely nothing, this is not going to entice you to return, then also we'd like to hear, because it's all interesting and all worth a good discussion.
Yeah. This is Bungie again finally taking a swing at, hey, if you've stepped away or you started playing and stopped playing, here's something to come back, and not just, hey, come back, start all your gears at 10. Enjoy your grind. Enjoy your.
Something like this, though.
Yeah.
Would you not think that Bungie need to release a trailer They need to do something that's kind of
Right. They need to tell people.
multimedia. Yeah, because
Like, that's the
returning
problem.
players are not
Like,
going to be reading the TWAB. I mean,
no.
only very rarely people kind of who have dropped off still listen to kind of our shows, basically, or the Destiny shows, because they don't want to listen to the dead game or
Right.
anything about the game that they've kind of dropped off playing if they, if they're
Right.
not
Like,
interested, kind of thing.
yeah, like you need, I mean, again, putting the TWAB is helpful to a degree. That at least gets it out into the ecosystem of, we'll talk about it, creators will make videos about it. But like you, Bungie, you've got people's emails, toss them an email and say, hey, if coming back, hey, this is the thing you're going to get,
Maybe
they just, hopefully. And yeah, if you've gotten, if you've got an email from Bungie saying, hey, this is a thing that's coming up in Renegades, let us know. I'd be curious to see if they're doing any of that outreach to people. Cause yeah, it's like putting it out there in your, tweeting about it or putting it out there in the TWAB is only going to find the people who are looking. But if you've already dropped off the game, you're likely not looking. You're not still here. You're not tuned into everything that's going on in the game.
Bungie have got one thing good that's coming up though. That's their Bounty for Good. It's back.
That does sound good.
It is, and it's going to start on October 30th at 10 a.m. PT. And you have to go to the Bungie Foundation Twitch channel, which we can also link in the show notes. And it looks like you're going to have, who does it say we're going to have? The Bungie devs and PvP Sweats, Zachary Brown and Daniel Powell. They'll be joining the fight. So yeah, they'll be playing over there. So best bet is go and have a look at the Bungie Foundation Twitch page, and then you'll be able to see where they're playing, what they're doing, and see if you can be matched up with them or against them and get the cooler emblem, the blue and red emblem for fighting people.
So I wonder what they're going to be.
And Defizzle and Waller as well.
Okay,
yeah, rounding out the team.
Yeah, I was looking at. I was like, we have Zachary Brown and Daniel Powell, Defizzle and Walla, or say Walla Bra, and I was like, well, that's 4, but then Bungie devs. So I guess they'll be the other 2 rounding out. I assume a team of 6 doing whatever they're doing. Because I'm sitting here going, what are we going to play that's 4 people? Bungie, but no,
dead part of the game. Dead part of the game. Do not talk about
something in the Crucible. So yeah, that'll be a thing, and yeah, match them, don't match them, donate. There'll be a good thing. Their partners' ability points. So money goes to Bungie Foundation, who will then
distribute
send some of it to ability points, which they don't tell me who or what ability points is. So I can't tell you what they are. Ability points goals to help prepared disabled people by allowing them to work in a system that completely accommodates their disability while they sharpen their skills, expand their resumes, and explore new opportunities for employment. There we go.
Cool.
So yeah, money goes there. Goes to a good place. So if you can give. If not, not.
Yeah. And speaking of Green Man, you've got Green Man Gaming. Not the Green Man kind of Gambit Man, but Green Man Gaming. Destiny 2 bundle. Yeah. So you can save up to 95% and support the Bungie Foundation at the same time with the Destiny 2 Expansion Bundle 2025 available at Green Man Gaming. This charity bundle gives you the expansion journey throughout both the Light and Dark Saga and the ongoing Fate Saga. The Legendary tier includes Destiny 2 The Year of Prophecy Edition, which includes both of this year's expansions, so it's a unique opportunity to get up to date with Destiny 2 at a discount. The bundle is available until November 5th, and for more information on available tiers, pricing, visit Green Man Gaming. We will visit Green Man Gaming.
We will, because if you're saying I want everything, $35 gets you everything, and by everything I mean your prophecy, including
everything.
Renegades, all the new stuff we're playing now. And this is I should clarify, this is for Steam. So these are Steam keys you're getting for PC. So you need to be playing this on Steam. Mm-hmm. Exactly. You need to be getting these on Steam to play. But yeah, it's Year of Prophecy, Edge of Fate, 30th Anniversary, Witch Queen, Forsaken, Lightfall, Final Shape, Shadowkeep pack, and the Beyond Light pack. And if you're saying, well, I don't need all of that, what would $5 get me? $5 gets you Final Shape, Shadowkeep, and Beyond Light. So there's a number of, Destiny themed tiers. The Ghost tier is, $5 for 3 items. The Legend tier is everything I just listed for $35. And you can do, anything in between that, and it gives you different, you can mix and match. If you say, well, I own this, I don't own that, maybe you can find yourself a way to get there. But they say, hey, the game bundle is worth $274.92, not quite $275, $274.92, and you can get it all for $35. So if you are or were a console player and are missing things on PC or saying, hey, I'd like to get this on PC because I want to move over there, or I'm tired of playing console, I want to move to PC, or hey, a buddy of mine is on PC and I'm trying to lure them back in as a returning player, this is a good, really cheap way to do that.
And that's £31 if you want the full set over in the UK. I can't give you anyone else because it doesn't tell me anybody else.
Nope. That's okay. But yeah, it's not a lot of money for a whole lot of game. Yeah. And the bundle is available until November 5th. So you've got some time as you're hopefully hearing this, about a week and a half until it goes away. So tell your friends, tell your enemies it's there, have them buy it, and then you too can fight Headless Ones together. Or be Star Wars. Whichever.
Yeah. We've got a Festival of the Lost sale over on the Bungie store.
Ooh,
so they've got a flat rate shipping. Yeah, they've got a flat rate of shipping available on the Bungie store for the Festival of the Lost, in addition to the $7.77 flat rate shipping. Enjoy an extra 20% off all last chance items. Players who earn the Bungie Reward Headless Ones shirt by the original earn by date last year have another chance to purchase their reward this year with the retired reward backstock. Okay, so if you missed out last year, you can get it this year. Any purchases on the Bungie store during the Festival of Lost sale will also come with the Destiny 2 emblem Twisted Sincerity as a gift purchase. Flat rate shipping is valid until all orders placed from October 21st through to November 11th at 9:59 a.m. PT. Standard ground shipping services within the continental US, Europe, and UK only. There you go.
Glad you were included in that.
Yeah. No tariffs on us at the moment.
At the moment.
But
what we do have on us is a player support report.
Oh, goody. Tell us what's wrong with everything in the festival.
we fixed some things, and now we're going to tell you what else is also broken. So, hey, we have a Crucible rewards update. They've resolved an issue of players not earning Festival of the Lost bonus engrams in PvP activities. All Crucible ops should now be rewarding those bonus engrams alongside with the rest of the portal. So that's less a known. Well, I guess it is a player support, less a known issue. But hey, we fixed the thing. So hey, we fixed this too. You can play PvP and actually get those same 3 guns to drop over and over and over again. But don't worry. Things are still known, we have issues, and there's an entire list. Classified for our convenience. Festival of the Lost. We are investigating an issue where players can sometimes get soft-locked in the Haunted Altars activity. Sometimes. That's why they give us a whole other week to play. The Masquerader's Helm is not applying the Iron Panoply set bonus when selected.
No, it's not.
Oh, right. I was like, why would it? Right. Because the Helm will let you apply the other things.
Yeah, it worked for like one game for me. It worked for one game, and then it went. I was like, "Why is that not working? That was working. It's now not working." It's like I had the class item on, and I put the Iron Panoply on the helm, and it was like it's not working. So I took it off, took it on, put it off. It's like, yeah.
They pushed the fix to fix it, and then they broke it again in the subsequent fix because that just I have a feeling that's going to be our new Telesto for a while because they changed the name and everything on it. There's going to be a number of places it's going to say, well, this was working, and now we've broken it again. The Tier 5 versions of the Masquerader's Helm do not have the option to add bonus focusing stats.
No, they don't.
So sorry.
Were they meant to? Probably.
Probably meant to. The pumpkin bombs are not persisting after spawning in the Red Rumble Crucible activity. No, they aren't. It's very frustrating. The Sweet Tooth Daily Challenge is not recording progress properly. Because it's eating too much candy and it's having a tummy ache.
Our friend Blue had seen a video on a workaround for that. So apparently this was a daily challenge that came up that said that you had to get, pick up candy whilst wearing a Masquerader's helmet. But it wasn't actually working for the current Masquerader's helmet. You have to, if you were available when you played it way back when, go back to the Masquerader's helmet, if it should be in your collections under Flare and Miscellaneous, and you should be able to pick, I think it's the top 3 that you can pull back out of your collections. It was the 2018 or 2019 helms, and you'll see when you go on them that they only give you the old haunted forests, the mods that we could put on. You remember the ones that if you jumped high in the air that you take more damage, but you would also do more damage and it would drop heavy ammo bricks and things. I know you remember those kind of things. So there's these 3 unique mods that we had with the haunted forest. So what it says is that, you know, you have to pick up candy whilst wearing a Masquerader's helmet and having one of the new mods equipped, but it doesn't work with the new mods. You have to go into your flares, into collections, and pull out an old helmet from 2018, 2019, and it actually works. You just put on the mod, go around and collect, like, I think it's 8 or 10 pieces of candy with whichever mod you select, and then you can dismantle it again and it goes away. But yeah, very strange that it doesn't work with the current helmets. It works with ones that only a select few that are still playing probably have access to.
It's wild.
Yeah,
I assume you'll stick that video in the show notes for people who were like, what was all that? How do I do this?
I will contact Blue and ask him for the information.
I didn't know if you had.
No, he just shared it with me, and I was able to do it at the time. But yeah, I didn't actually ask him for the video.
Yeah, I hadn't seen Cheese post that, so I was guessing it wasn't Cheese, but yeah, it could have been something, from somewhere. So yeah, or that daily challenge is long gone and it's a moot point now. But yeah, if it comes up again, now you know it's broken. The veiled haunting, masked milliners, and formal shadow set ornaments are causing VFX to appear in players' views when some abilities are activated. You don't need to see what you're doing, it's fine. Previewing some Festival of Lost masks in collections will bring up the incorrect visuals. So preview is no longer previewing. Preview is now Gen AI and breaking things and just lying to you and making things up as it goes. Problem solved. Players who previously acquired the Ghost Rider event title are no longer able to equip it. Which I think you or Renard or somebody...
Renard can't do it, but I was able to equip it and then just
somebody
show it off.
Yep, just like, hey, you can't be a Ghost Rider. You can work on the Ghost Rider, but can't be. So yeah, if you're trying to be a Ghost Rider and can't, that's why.
I think some players who previously acquired it can't equip it.
Yeah,
because I've definitely got it over the last couple of years, and just I haven't put it on until this event. So
right, yeah, I got it for the last one, but yeah, I have one that I keep on and it never changes. And one other topic of controversy I heard people talking about: some players are unable to acquire the small gift of candy from the tree in the tower. So I had seen a number of people say they took the candy. Like, why would you take the candy out of the tree? Apparently, it's just for some of us don't see candy in the tree.
No,
apparently,
but if you go to
do see candy in the tree.
The other tree in the tower down by Ikora has candy, and I think you can pick up to 450 extra candy if you jump up the tree. But the main one in the tower next to Eva, for me, doesn't have any candy on it. Didn't have any for Blue, but I found the one down by Ikora has.
None for me either, and I haven't checked by Ikora yet. Well, there you go. If you want your tree candy, gotta go downstairs to get your tree candy.
Yeah,
that was always fun just to climb up the tree and get some extra candy. Because I can't remember who I saw first posting. It was just like, Bungie, why would you remove this? Like, what? How did this get removed? Like who went in and was like, no tree candy for you? So probably the same person who broke the Iron Panoply said they took your tree candy away. So yeah, it's just a bug. All right, so those are our known Festival of the Lost bugs. Anything else is unknown Festival of the Lost bugs. We also have, in general, we've seen reports. So I'm very confused by this. We've seen reports that Vault from Inventory does not work correctly on controller. Players must activate Vault mode from their inventory screen in order to store items. Additionally, a change was made where players toggle into Vault mode on the character screen, open the Vault, then go back to the character screen. It is no longer in Vault mode. However, we've seen feedback that many people prefer this change. Will continue monitoring feedback. I think
what they're talking about is, remember when they brought the Vault to the fact that you could be in orbit and you could access your Vault?
Yes.
I think that way is still working, is what they're saying. But the way that you remember, they said, for some reason you could go into your character and then go into the Vault and then access your Vault that way. That, at the time, I think, from what I vaguely remember, was an accident, and they left it in the game.
Okay. So when I'm in orbit, I should be able to put things into my vault, but not while I'm
I
just
think
like
that's what they're saying.
bebopping
That's
around
what I'm
the tower.
interpreting this as, that the original
Okay.
thing that they did works, but what the bug that made us be able to kind of go from our character in the inventory screen to the vault doesn't work because that wasn't intended.
Okay, because I was looking at this going character screen.
Yeah, you said that last
inventory
week, and
screen.
I didn't have time. I didn't think about it to go and check, but
Right.
thinking
Yeah,
about it now, yeah, I was like,
right.
I'm sure
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Right. Yeah. No, same. I was looking at this last week and going, I need to make a note to test and figure out how this is meant to work, because I'm sitting here going, I still can't get to my vault, and I feel like I tried it from orbit, but now I'll try it from orbit next and see if it actually does work there. Because yeah, it's been very irritating not to be able to pull anything to or from the vault in the game, up to and including walking up to the vault and accessing it in the tower. Although I haven't actually tried that this week, so maybe they fixed that. I don't know. Yeah, that whole thing was just very confusing to me. I'm going, I'm sure this makes sense. I'm sure these words are all here for someone, but it's not gelling in my brain. And also, now they say our Ascendant Challenge emblem is not available in collections, but I'm pretty sure they told us in the patch this week it is in fact available in collections now.
Wow.
So if you've hit Ascendant 3, it's Schrodinger's emblem. It's either in collections or it's not, depending whether you read Tuesday or Thursday's update. It'll either be there or not. I leave that to you, dear reader, to figure that out if you have one. I don't, so I can't check. For abilities, the Hunter's Prismatic Grenade ejects off a target if Area Denial Grenade Launcher is used on the target. So the Area Denial Grenade Launcher essentially becomes a shield on the target to protect you from Hunter Prismatic Grenades. So there you go. Now you know how to stay from hunters. Just be in the area of denial grenade, and you're all set. The Roaring Flames Titan aspect is not activating on ignitions caused by weapons. It just doesn't want to. Arc chaining from the Lethal Current aspect is not activating combination blow. So, sorry, no combination blows for you. For activities, breaking Vex crystals in the Heliosat mission is not granting Wolfsbane intrinsic to all players in the fire team. Or is it? Because I'm pretty sure on Tuesday they told us this was fixed, and then on Thursday are telling us it's still broken. So, again, your mileage may vary, but I'm going to guess it was fixed because it was in the patch notes they gave us. Someone didn't read the patch notes before they wrote the TWAB. The Heliosat Exotic Mission also may or may not still incorrectly list the Unstoppable Champions and Barrier Champions, but I'm pretty sure that's fixed too. So again, it should be resolved. Hey, your Contest of Elder activities, pretty sure are no longer just going to the Postmaster because they fixed that too. Okay, so I'm guessing if the player completes the encounter and then tries to spawn Theratos, Archer's Bane, in the Shattered Throne dungeon, it will not spawn. Players can work around this by spawning the enemy before completing the encounter. That I'm pretty sure is still broken because they did not put that in the patch notes this week. And the Heliostat, this still says it doesn't show barriers, but it shows barriers. So we're pretty sure the barrier champions are now listed for Heliostat, but maybe the Unstoppables aren't. Let's see. We have barrier and unstoppable champions, which I believe appears to be correct. So yes, it does list the barriers and unstoppables, and I know barriers was the one that was missing before. So yeah, Heliostat should be good. Shattered Throne, not good. Vex crystals. So yeah, read the TWAB, then read your patch notes in that order apparently, because Bungie didn't. And then we have some really nice art of the week this week. And then Solar Master Vault of Glass, because why would you not? Is it a man with like 700 arc buddies going in, on a Warlock? I'm going to guess probably, but I don't know that for a fact. But yeah. And they do remind us, hey, if you have some art of the week or movies of the week, you can use Destiny 2 AOTW, Destiny 2 art, or Destiny 2 MOTW hashtags and tell them about it. They may choose a piece that don't use that tag, but it makes the work easier to help find it if you use it with those tags, posting it to the socials. Congratulations, you made it to the Twids outro. Did you read the whole thing? Or did you just watch a content creator read it live? Hi, fellows. Get a glass of water after you're done here. No matter how you got here, it's fine. You got the latest update about the game, and that's all that matters. We hope to have more to share as we approach Renegades, so stay tuned. Now, how about some Red Rumble?
No.
No.
I'm fine.
And there is a kitty cat wearing a red cape, blah, blah, blahing.
Blah, blah, blah. Well, I think it's time to drop in what's happening this upcoming week in Destiny. And if you've already listened to last week's about the Fest of the Lost, I might cut most of that out and just put in the rest of the stuff for you for this week. And or you could go and check out the This Week in Destiny video if you want to kind of catch up with the updated version of the video that I put out last week with all the new information, because apparently we don't have the super black shader, and I can't for the life of me find out if anyone's getting the mementos to drop from Festival either. So I've taken those out of the information and put in more information about the stuff that we actually do know about. So
And you put mementos on the new
not on the new stuff, but on stuff that you craft.
But on the old stuff, right,
Yeah.
I forgot all about the
I was under the
mementos,
assumption we got them for the last event. I think we got them for Solstice. They were still dropping in Solstice, or they said they were dropping in Solstice. You can hold up to 3, and you can put them on your crafted weapon. But I haven't heard anybody confirm that, so I've taken it out of the video. You might still be able to get it, so I do apologise. And then when we come back, we should hopefully have our guest, because we've kept him waiting in the wings all this time while we've told you other stuff. So we'll be back with our discussion on Fest of the Lost and our good friend ToddtheGatr.
After these messages, we'll be right back. Only there's no messages.
This is your weekly rundown for the Edge of Fate, Week 16, starting on October 28th. Week 8 of the Ashen Iron update sees Destiny's Halloween event, Fest of the Lost, enter its second week, as Bungie have decided to extend the event by another week, meaning it now runs up until the reset on November 11th and is free to all players. In the Portal Swaps this week will be competitive, control, Red Rumble, and a variant of Cutting Edge, with Trials of Osiris at the weekend. Other non-featured modes of 3v3 Showdown and 6v6 Mayhem can be found over on the Crucible Director. In the solo ops we have Skywatch, the Salt Mines, the Conflux, Creation, K1 Logistics, and Caldera. In the fighting mods we have the 3 new Reclaim missions, Cabal's Watch, Conductor's Keep, and Fallen Bunker, Battlegrounds Behemoth, and Episode Echo's Core, 3 additional strikes of Hypernet Current, Insight Terminus, and Fallen Saber, 3 expeditions from Season of Plunder, Nessus, Cosmodrome, and Europa. We also have the strikes of Liminality, the Devil's Lair, Proving Grounds, the Inverted Spire, and the Glassway. Battlegrounds Oracle, Foothold, Delve, and Conduit, Empire Hunts the Warrior, Technocrat, and Dark Priestess, with Savathun Spire Offensive. In the Pinnacle Ops we have the 3 dungeon layers, Pit of Heresy beneath the Necropolis, Duality Nightmare of Goron, and Warlord Ruin Heaven's Vengeance. The new exotic mission, Heliostat, with the Wolfsbane exotic axe as the main reward. Move from fire team ops, we have Onslaught Widow's Call and Midtown, Episode Revenant Contest of Elders with the Coil. Exotic missions Presage with the Dead Man's Tale exotic scout rifle being the main reward, the Season the Haunted, and opulent weapon sets, plus the Eidolian Pursuant armor set. Node Override Avalon with Excalibur exotic glaive being the main reward, and the Season the Defiance weapon set. Starcrossed with the Wishkeeper exotic bow being the main reward, and the Season the Wish weapon set. The Whisper, with the Whisper of the Worm exotic sniper being the main reward, Kel's Fall, with the Slayer's Fang exotic shotgun being the main reward, and Encore, with the Choir of One auto rifle being the main reward. On Kepler, featured mission 1 this week will be the Invitation, and featured mission 2 will be Gouge. This week's challenges are Round and Round We Go, Expedited Violence, Rapid Fire, and Absolutely Stunning. For our Legacy rotation, the Dreaming City this week is at a weak curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in the Strad and has the Broken Courier mission for the next week. The Blind One features Scorn enemies and the Plague, Sicarus and Veracus. The Ascendant challenge will be the Forfeit Shrine over in the Gardens of Vasilia. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is Beyond. The Trove Guardian is located in Archer's Line, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Nightmare of Hawkis in the Anchor of Light. Nightmare hunts Scolas, Pride, Fanatic, Insanity, and Omnigul Anguish. The Altars of Sorrow will start this week's rotation with the Nightmare of Tanix and the Apostate Sniper. On Europa this week, Corridis the Dark Priestess will be the Empire Hunt, Eventide Runes will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Survival. Dares of Eternity Expert difficulty rounds are Vex, Cabal, and Crota. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Pathfinder armor set will be available in Dares of Eternity with Weapon Set 4. Fractithis, Chrysia Amilo, Volpicula, Wolftone Draw, Iotona Draconis, Canis Major, Contingency Plan, Legal Action 2, Outrageous Fortune, Steel Syllabus C14, and Spoiler Alert. The Witch Queen Weekly Story mission is The Arrival, Altar of Reflections Catalyst, and Altar of Reflections Insight. The Wellspring activity will start the week on Attack, with the Arc Auto Rifle Come to Pass and Goldmag Hive Ogre as the boss. The Lightful Weekly mission is Desperate Measures, the Partition mission will be Backdoor, and the Vex Incursion will be Zephyr Concourse. In the Pale Heart, the exotic mission Dual Destiny is still available for teams of 2 Guardians, where you can farm the mission to earn as many new prismatic exotic class items as you like. The 12 Guardian Matchmade Excision mission is also available, with the Grandmaster version granting the Ergo Sum Catalyst and an Ascendant Shard. The Lost Sector rotation for this week will start with Exodus Garden 2A on the Cosmodrome, Aphelios Rest on the Dreaming City, Excavation Site 12 on the EDZ, Concealed Void on Europa, K1 Crew Quarters on the Moon, Thrillerdrome on Neptune, the Conflux on Nessus, Metamorphosis on the Throne World, and the Broken Deep in the Pale Heart. With the Edge of Fate, all raids and all challenges are now available all the time, and at present there are also no featured raids or dungeons each week, and the Ashen Iron update now allows you to farm past raids and dungeons for their respective exotic weapons, with no weekly lockouts. The new raid, the Desert Perpetual over on Kepler, has now been updated with a normal and epic version, with both dropping tier 3 plus loot, with a chance of the exotic rocket launcher Whirling Ovation to drop. The Sundered Doctrine dungeon can be found over on the Throne World, with the exotic linear fusion rifle Finality Sega up for grabs. The exotic mission rotator will be Operation Seraph Shield, with the Revision Zero exotic pulse rifle being the main reward, the Season of the Seraph weapon set, and Ikelos weapon set, with the Warmind's Avatar armor set. The exotic missions, the Whisper and Zero Hour, will also be available in the Legends tab. And that's it for the 8th week of Ashen Iron.
How about
You
orders?
don't get any bounties.
Would you like
There's
orders?
no bounties.
There are no more bounties, are there? Good
No,
morning,
there's-
guys.
The
Come on,
bird
right.
has bounties. Don't tell the bird. Don't tell the bird no. The bird has
saw you-
bounties. That's the bird's job. That's it though. There's no clan. There's only bird.
Yeah, I saw you guys over here recording. You guys still playing this game?
Dead game.
Some days, yeah.
Ew.
No, I got
Yeah.
talked into a Desert Perpetual last night. One of our members of, Kingsley, he's like, "Come on, we'll just do one." Okay, one encounter. That's it. And then 3:30 rolls
No,
around, and I'm
No,
like,
one full run.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
one more.
I-
and then
that's-
and then hey
That's
guys, there's a challenge we could do. Hey, you guys want to try this challenge while we're at it? Hey, let's also. I know it's been a long time, but I know how those let's do ones go.
I guess I was naive. I thought, okay, I got peer pressured into it, but no, I wanted to stop by and say hey to you guys. I haven't talked to you guys in a while, and I've been listening to the last few shows, and you guys have had some really good conversations, and want to give you guys props. You guys, I love good discussion when it comes to Destiny talk, and Kingsley and I were talking about this past week about what happens if Renegades doesn't meet any kind of decent numbers, and we discussed that in this week's show. But what have you guys been up to?
Well, we've
You
kind
guys
of
up
bigged
to?
you up that you're our big guest for this week. We said, we're going to get on with the TWAB and the update stuff, and then we were going to bring you in and have you as a guest. So,
Oh, big guest! You said no, I didn't. You said big guest.
big guest. You are a big guest. Yeah.
Nah,
That's the Gatorist.
it's good to talk to you guys again. It's been too long. I know we used to do the annual
Yeah. it's good to catch up.
big Owl Sector Alliance meetups, and things have just changed over the years, haven't they? A little bit. People are
Is it
playing other stuff.
Let's be honest. Is it just you guys and us at this point? Are we? are we?
I think we're propping up the Destiny community, aren't we?
Are we the last of the rebel base?
I think Dan Finity's doing one still too. But
yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, we're a rare breed out there now, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think as we tell people about every week, we're here until they turn the servers off. Which some days I wonder if that's going to be closer than one may expect. But so yeah, I'm here till the game shuts down, the servers go off, and everything goes dark. And yeah, it's for all. I mean, that's all it struggles. I'm still sitting here. It's still my go-to game. I'm still looking at this going, but it's here. This is where I've lived the last decade of my life. What does the world look like without a Destiny in it? That's a thought almost too scary to think about.
Yeah, I was just talking to Kings the other day. I said, in the past, with Destiny's woes, and we've all been there. We've all been there since Destiny 1 days. Never crossed my mind that Destiny could stop or end. And these days when I'm playing, it does cross my mind that, Sony could say, hey guys, it's been fun, but we're moving on. So, I mean, it does cross my mind, but
I don't think that's going to be the case. They bought Bungie for a reason, and it was to have this IP that was kind of evergreen, I guess. They can't help the direction that it's kind of gone in recently with, various different things. I mean, we've both discussed it on both our shows of whys and reasons why the things have happened, but I don't think it's something they're going to give up on. It's a huge IP, even if they kind of did nothing with it and just maybe did a film or just little updates to the game. It's like, I mean, you guys were even talking about it not this week but the previous week about the Division 2. I think Kingsley was mentioning even that, so had a kind of renaissance about the game. It's just kind of, it's still going, it's still persisting, it's got a small team, and it's doing quite well. And yeah, I mean, I'd like to see that from Destiny, really. It just,
well, I just brought the room up, didn't I? You guys are probably in a good mood before I showed up. No,
we're just we much like Cammy. I don't know if you've watched any of Cammy Cakes' videos lately. He put out one this week where basically game is dead. GAEM is DAED. Basically, he's like first we have to put on the sad music, and then we have to do the. He's like, why does my entire feed feel like this week? And it's like, so that poor horse has been beaten. Of, hey, everyone knows how the game is doing or not doing, and it is what it is. It's, but I think you sort of hit the nail on the head too. It's like there's so much focus on player numbers, which again, I mean, numbers are important. You need enough people to be playing the game to be playing the game. As I can't remember who posted in our Discord this week about Lucky Tembi. Oh, Gambit's dead. You can't play it anymore.
I posted that to you. Just
yes, you did. I couldn't remember if you posted or responded to it. But yeah, it's like, okay, if the Gambit matchmaking is so low, that's a problem. That's a problem, because that's the one thing that has not really been a problem.
I think that's not a fair video for Lucky Tempi. Let's face it, they've now put Gambit into the main part of the game or for the event for the part of the season. So in Festival of the Lost, we've got Gambit going on. So the Gambiteers are over here in Festival of the Lost playing, so they don't want to play Gambit until there's no Gambit in the main game. So once that goes away, they'll be back in Gambit. Don't worry.
Right. Well, which I had to laugh. Like every part of this is just as broken as it is in Gambit, maybe more so. Moats falling through the floors. It's like this feels so familiar to me playing Haunted Altars.
We were just playing that last night. Yeah. We're like, don't kill the boss too fast. Don't kill the boss too fast. Everybody use primaries. We know the bugs still exist. So yeah. That's a good point you guys mentioned, because a couple shows ago I mentioned how Battlefield 2042, when it came out a few years ago, I made a whole podcast around this game. I really thought it was the resurgence of the Battlefield franchise. And I never got to episode 4 because it was such a horrible game.
See, you were just ahead of your time. See, 2042 was too far in the future. They need to go to 6. 6 was the answer.
You nailed it, man, because I have been playing Battlefield 6, and wow, what one game can do for a studio, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, and that's, and I think in a lot of ways that's the grace Bungie doesn't get with Destiny. It's, if you have an off game, hey, you can go away, you can work on the next one, fix those problems, and come back, and hey, it's a brand new game. There is, we don't have that in Destiny. It's Destiny. It's the same game. So Bungie can go away and come back with the next thing, but it's not like, hey, it's a brand new thing. It's just Destiny, and now it gets sort of the stain of whatever the past sins were. It's not like people playing Battlefield 6 are going, oh, remember 2042? Oh, that was so bad. I'll never touch another Battlefield game because of this. I mean, maybe some did, but it's just not quite the same thing. But yeah, I've seen Battlefield's always so tempting to me. Like, I'm terrible at it. I'm absolutely terrible at it. But it is just that like chaos where it's like, it almost feels like you don't have to be good. It's just, let's all have chaos and run around and hope for the best.
Well, that's what I feel that Call of Duty was when it was Call of Duty 3 and 4. It was more kind of chaos than being any good. And then it got ridiculous after that. And I was like, nah, this isn't for me.
That's funny. A lot of Call of Duty streamers went over to play Battlefield 6, and they were kind of irritated because they couldn't come up with any good clips. They didn't want any. They couldn't get any of these ownage clips where they're usually
Yeah.
running around on these 3-lane maps.
Mhm.
With a lot less players, and I think some of them have gotten kind of upset because it's just not. It's not. There's two different games, guys.
Yeah,
Not the same game.
thing. Yeah, I've seen a lot of my TikTok feed in the last couple of weeks have been, all right, Call of Duty guys, welcome to Battlefield. Here's what this game is. It's not that. It's not what you're expecting. Yeah, it's like these games are different. All shooters are not the same.
I would usually get first place on the scoreboard several times a night by just running around with my Jeep and taking spots right behind the team that took, a cocking conquest. I would run behind. I'd wait till they were far enough ahead where I knew they wouldn't bother coming back. And I would just continuously loop around them with the Jeep. And then if they came back at me, then I'd throw C4 on it and then jump out of the Jeep and ignite it when they ran into me. But I mean, just from playing the objective, PTFO, that's what everybody always says in Battlefield.
That's where you went wrong. Playing the objective. That's what the Call of Duty stream.
That's not a Destiny player talking there. That's
objective. No, we don't do objectives. Come on,
we
now.
don't do objectives. No.
Oh man, I tell you, it cracks me up.
So, how have you been feeling with Destiny overall since we've had the Edge of Fate? Have you been enjoying it? I know you guys have only just got around to doing the raid properly in the last couple of weeks, and you're looking at doing the epic raid possibly. Man. But how have you been feeling, and how's the clan's been feeling overall?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. The Discord's not quite as lively as it used to be. We have our core members that we talk to every day without fail, and then there's a lot of people are just lurking. And as far as the gameplay itself, Kingsley right off the bat said, I'm not buying into this leveling up thing. I'm not going to be doing the grinding. And I was like, give me more. When I first played Edge of Fate, what a great system the portal was. All I can think about during the day when I was at work was, I got to get home and get to that next level. I got to get to that next level. I got to give me some more. Give me some more. And then go ahead.
You're the kind of player that likes picking up the bounties and going off and doing a lot more kind of solo things. So that, I think that, was inviting to you.
Chores.
Although I like doing things like that as well, but I also enjoy a lot of kind of team stuff, so that if I'm on playing and my friend Blue's on playing, we kind of hook up and we go off and do different things. Whereas this has kind of been a different experience. It's like, well, we get better if we kind of split up at the moment. And so sorry, I'll let you continue.
No, at first it did penalize you for because everybody probably knows I'm not a fan of matchmaking into activities, because you'll get the guy that sits in the back, flicking his I should be careful what I say, moving his joystick every few seconds so the game doesn't kick him out while everybody else is doing all the work, and then he just jumps in and grabs the rewards and says, peace out. Yeah. And then you got the guys who are just total kill hogs who just, don't realize that you need to don't kill them. No, we need to kill all these enemies. It goes toward our score, guys. We can't speed run this. We have to kill the enemy. Oh, I give up. So I would say 90% of the game I play right now is solo ops. I like solo because I can jump in anytime, day or night, and jump in. I know exactly how much time it's going to take. I know what kind of rewards I'm going to get. I know what kind of power I'm going to get. I love that aspect of Portal. But something changed when I hit about 400, and then I got thrown into the Grandmaster solo ops. And now it seems my hair's on fire the whole time. I can't sit back and enjoy just continuing to grind and good number go up, Now I got to play against champions, which I don't mind champions. Some people just skip over them. But now I got to play with no radar, which, my God, the game is about the radar, reading the radar. Yep. And then I got to, I can't have any starting ammo. I don't care about the timers because I you know me, man, I hate timers. But I have to, all these Banes coming at you. I mean, all these
We brought the
extra
3 weapons
fire
you
at their
need.
feet, and I mean, it just do a little jig, dance around in order to kill this enemy. I'm like, come on, man! I just want to jump. I just want to jump in and shoot aliens in the face. Give me my stuff and my gear, and I'll move on to the next game.
Yeah. You just want to hang out. Hope you brought the 3 guns you need, because you're stuck now. That loadout is locked. Hope you weren't in the middle of trying to change anything or forgot, oh, I didn't bring my anti-barrier weapon. Now I've got all these barriers I can't deal with.
Oh, yeah. I've jumped out of games like that before because I'm like, oh, I'm trying a new, because it's locked loadouts too. I forgot to tell you that. You can't change your weapons.
Always.
And you'll go in there and you go, oh, I have an auto rifle and a sidearm. I can't kill the barrier weapons, even if I had, a lot of ARC buddies helping me out. The warlocks are just fantastic right now. But it's like, and the purist out there will start saying, well, wait a minute, Gator. As you get stronger, you should be more challenged. No, not necessarily. The part of getting good is getting number big.
Yeah.
See, that's the problem, isn't it? Because before we had the Edge of Fate, you could just go and you could switch your brain off. You could play other activities, and we were talking about it earlier with the old what was the system Peroty with the filling the dots?
Oh, the Pathfinders.
With the Pathfinders, you could just go and do your Pathfinders and get your pinnacle gear at the end of doing your Pathfinders, and not have to worry about going off and doing stuff that, setting your hair on fire to get through and complete. You could go and play stuff in the Pale Heart and get rewarded for doing stuff in the Pale Heart that would be up to your power level. You could, unless you wanted to kind of do Grandmasters, which just a complete different to what we've kind of got now with the portal system. It was a lot easier to kind of get pinnacle gear and level yourself up back then, whereas now, like you said, you have to stick all these different things on. I mean, Cheese Forever did come up with a different way of kind of doing it, but it was a lot more of putting a lot more of the
modifiers,
the
not
stakes
fates,
on the
stakes
versus the other things. And that's one thing I know we've talked about a lot is like do you sort of miss the you could get on and you could level your character up, and then you could decide, do I want to challenge or do I want to just sort of play casually? Again, do I want to, I've had a long day at work, I want to come home, I want to shoot aliens in the face, and I want to have a good, and have a laugh with that. And I feel like that's sort of gone. Like, have you sort of found the same, like, it really is like you have to go, bring your best loadout, try your hardest all the time. Like, there is no just like, let's hang out and just shoot things.
And,
like
and there's
that
nothing.
Part of the game is just gone.
And there's nothing like because you have no radar. You get the exploding exploders coming in behind you and killing you, and then you run out of revives because especially if you skip over the champions, because the champions give you more revives, and then you're booted off. The game's over. I'm like, oh man, are you kidding me? I just wasted all that time. And I think Grandmaster Nightfalls, that was the place to put on all the crazy modifiers, and you got a ton of loot for it. But Destiny has narrowed the game so much with this portal system that what if I want to go play an abstract raid that is not Desert Perpetual with some friends? Well, you don't get anything for that. If you're under 200 power, yes, you can play anything. I was killing high value targets on Cosmodrome every few minutes while I was farming Glimmer, and I was getting powerful Ingrams or powerful drops, because I was only level 58 or something. But as soon as you hit that 200 number, it's like, well, fun's over, guys. Head on over to the portal. Let's go. Time to clock in. So I mentioned in some of my past shows that Bungie, just open the tap, man. Up to 450 power. Let anything you want to play in the game. If you like to play Gambit, go play Gambit. And anything that drops from the game, you get a +2 or a +3. But no, once you hit 200, it's like no. The only way you can get +3s or +2s is to jump into the portal.
Well,
and
that's what I don't understand.
I don't either.
Why? Why,
The
if
game
the system
completely
was going to be
changes.
set up that at the end of the Ashen Iron part of uh, the Ashen Iron update was that we were all going to be reset to 200. What was the issue with just opening the floodgates and letting people get to 400 for the first half and then 500 for the second half? And then the grind was the extra 50. If you wanted to kind of do it, you could do it really quickly, but there were certain paths to kind of do it. But if you didn't, you could slowly get there by the end of each kind of subsection of season. But everybody had the chance to get there because you were taking it away. It just, and I'm kind of at a loss with the changes that they're going to make with us now staying at the power that we're going to get. Well, that we're going to kind of get to. So I mean, my friend Blue's already at 550. I'm nearly at 500. So potentially I could be 550 when Renegades hits. And then I've got nothing to grind for apart from kind of the new stuff that's kind of coming. There's no light grind. It's not going to be increased. They've already said that. There's a part of me that kind of didn't like the fact that they were going to reset us, but now there's a part of me that was like, well, now, I mean, I got used to the idea of you sunsetting my light. I mean, because we'd already gone back on the fact that things were going to be sunset and you'd have to regrind and get stuff. That I didn't like, with the fact that if I got like the Bushido set, the perfect Bushido set from this season, that next season, whatever the Pinnacle Ops set was, if I wanted to kind of regrind a Bushido set, because it wasn't this season's set, it wasn't kind of viable, or didn't get the set bonuses kind of thing, or didn't get the bonuses for the artifact. I didn't like that, and I like that kind of change. But I don't like now that we're not going to have any kind of light grind, and I think that is part of Destiny. And we were discussing it earlier, weren't we, Peroty, about different things with just changing the game for changing the game's sake. And I think I was saying to Peroty that the Destiny community podcast was actually talking about Destiny this week, and they actually said that some of them were kind of saying that they felt that they changed Destiny to be a different game within Destiny for no real reason apart from because they felt they had to. Whereas if they'd have continued along the same path of just being Destiny 2 and just implementing the things that people wanted, like more Crucible maps, updates to Gambit, more strikes, it just would have been fantastic. Just kind of carry on the same way and just build on Destiny rather than kind of do this hybrid 2.5 Destiny 3 monster that we've kind of got with the portal. Although I am a fan of the portal, it is sort of working. It's kind of a half done effort, but
they went from Battlefield 6 to Battlefield 2042.
And that brings up another point. Back when 2042 came out, DICE was like, well, we don't want to put out something we've already done. We want to try something new, right? So they did 2042. They brought back these wacky characters that had all these gadgets and zip lines and all this stuff. And what happened? The community rejected it. They made memes about these characters because they weren't the usual support medic, engineer. They weren't the basic classes that we've been playing for years. And Bungie's doing the same thing here. They're trying something new. What were people complaining about just a couple years ago? We're really tired of the same old seasonal grind, the same old drip content, the same old complete this track to get this, these weapons and
weekly story drip. Log on, play your one weekly story mission, hear the 6 radio messages, and then that's it.
Yeah. So Bungie said, okay, we're listening to our community. Let's try something new. We're going to do the portal. And the portal, I think, is a kind of a conglomeration of all kinds of things that people have asked for in the past. That, what's the one thing I've asked for forever? I just want to be able to jump in, know what I'm getting, give me the path, tell me what I'm going to get for it, and let me play it solo. And boom, that's solo ops. Done. Well, not exactly. The problem with the portal ops now, the solo ops now is, I just told Kings this week. I said, I thought when they said solo ops, I was thinking I'm going to be able to just use a drop down menu and pick any strike from the past and go play solo now.
Mm-hmm.
No, you have 6 or 10 different activities and that's it. So yeah, it's much different than what I expected.
And I hope you're happy with them because you're going to see them forever. Those 12 activities. I mean, what are there 7 things in solo ops this week?
Yeah.
And they've even taken like they've simplified the quick play thing. That was the other thing that sort of drove me nuts. Like, because I'm on the other side of if I'm jumping in and there's no one on, I want to go play something match made, but not not a pinnacle thing, but just so I go open the fire team ops. I'm like, half of what I've done is just go to fire team ops. Let's jump up into the quick play, and just throw me into some activities. There's enough variety of stuff in there now. Like I never wanted to go and play strike after strike after strike because I've done all those strikes a trillion times. But now that we've got the missions and the other stuff in there, I'm like, now there's some more variety. But there's now just so few matchmaking things, and they've taken half the the quick play stuff away now that they basically pushed everybody to 300 and basically pushed you sort of out of that initial you could go play anything sort of fun of the game. There's so much game in this game that I have no reason to play. We've taken there's no reason to ever visit this planet and expanded it out to, like you said, every strike. We have all these strikes, all the stuff I could be doing, but it's not in a place that rewards me. So why would I ever go do it? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, and that brings up another point. Ash and Iron update comes, right? It's not a new season. It's an update. Got to make sure I reemphasize that. I'm thinking, okay, Kingsley, as long as they just add more activities for us to play in solo ops, then I'm okay. As long as they're building the library, right? They're slowly integrating all these other things into the solo ops. No, it's the same solo ops that we got in Edge of Fate.
Yeah. And maybe another weapon or two, but like you're still sitting here going, I'm getting the same what feels like 6 weapons since Edge of Fate dropped. And yes, I know there's some more, but it still feels like I'm getting the same handful of weapons. I either have a good roll of what I want, or I don't, or they're all tier 2, 3, 4s, and I'm on my way to 5, so I'm throwing them all out except for the one I want to use because I'm going, why would I keep the rest of these? I'm just they've been pre-sunset for my convenience. I'm going, this is a great tier 3. Well, this is the tier 3 I'm going to use until I get the tier 5. Everything else I'm going, why would I put this in the vault? It gets trashed. I don't care what the roll is. It's just not going to be as good as what I could get. So why would I hang on to any of it?
Yeah.
And it's just the same weapons over. Yeah, like I thought we were going to get another new a new batch of something, but yeah, it's I don't know.
And I think what Destiny needs is a repeatable activity that is different every time. It's not the same old, oh, I know there's an ogre coming over there because I've played this, 100 runs of this and I know exactly there's an ogre right over there. He's going to appear right now. Boom. That people just get bored of that. They just get tired of the same activities and the same enemies. But there is this one thing, Peroty, that they have in this game where every game is different, and Night Demon's going to be on my side on this one. And that's Crucible.
Yep.
The ultimate. Yeah. What do we do when all our content was gone? We jumped into the Crucible.
Yeah.
Started to try to get better
every time you play it. Crucible.
Yep.
Yeah.
What can you swap your loadout on? What can you go actually try weapons on? Crucible. Like there's the fact that I mean, Haunted Altars I'm really enjoying. It's almost a little too chaotic. I almost wish it was either a bigger map or fewer people because it's almost a little too chaotic in some places to tell what's going on. I'll be honest, there's still parts of this I'm not entirely sure what the mechanics are because someone else just does it and I just say whatever. But why are the revives 30 seconds? And why are the loadouts lots? Like those are two things that just like, it's fine if you have a team who are, because I've only played the solo so far. In the handful of times, like I've probably done 9 or 10 runs of it or something. So I've been, it's been match made. Perfect. It's quick to match make. I have no problems with that. But if you're with a team that doesn't revive you, you're sitting there for 30 seconds in basically a party mode. Like why? Like some of the decision making is just like this should be just bugs notwithstanding, this should have been the easiest win. Hey, 6 people throw you onto the moon, give you a wide open battlefield, go ham, enjoy. Oh, we're gonna lock your loadout. Oh, we're gonna make you sit here for 30 seconds when you die. When you die, it's so confounding, the decision making. It's like who are you building this game for? You're not, and people are gonna say, oh, they're building it for the streamers. The streamers wanted this. No, they don't, because this is boring. No one wants to. No one's watching streamers playing, Festival of the Lost. The haunted altars. Like that's not streamer content. So why why are my loadouts locked? Why is there a 30-second thing? It's like, this should be the easiest thing to say. Hey, bud, jump back into the game. Let's go knock this out. It's fun. It's silly. We can basically BS our way through this.
Yeah,
but it's like, no, we have to turn the we're competitive game dial or whatever they've done since Edge of Fate launched.
They've portified it. But the other thing that was interesting that you brought up, Gator, is that when Ash and Iron came along, why there wasn't a refresh to the portal with the activities. I mean, we were speculating before Ash and Iron dropped that would they swap out the Empire hunts for maybe the Moon Nightmare hunts, and maybe rotate those out. I mean, when the portal came around, we thought that maybe there would be a rotation every couple of weeks, like we had with, when I was going through This Week in Destiny with the rotations for various different things, like you would have the Nightfalls on a rotation, and depending on how many Nightfalls were in each episode or season, you would have a set one that would be up for that week, and you'd be able to predict it, and the weapons and various other different things that were kind of in the rotation. But then it just went for the first week, the second week, and then it's just like, well, okay, so it's going to be the same. So when Ash and Iron comes, is it all going to be then refreshed with other things that are in the game or were in the game, and we're going to have a complete different set of strikes? Is it going to be different pinnacle activities? Oh no, we're just going to add to the ones that are already there, which then makes me fearful of what's coming with Renegades. Is it still going to be the same things in Renegades, just that we're adding more things to it? And now I'm all for adding more things to it, but I think to keep it fresh, it needs to be on a rotation, and on a rotation that people know what's going to come up, because maybe one week you missed it and you like that kind of activity, but for certain it's going to come up in 2 or 3 weeks time, rather than kind of, oh, it's gone out of the portal, we don't know when it's coming back. So it's just, it's one of those things that you just don't know the rhyme or reason behind it, because Bungie won't explain why.
Anything.
Yeah.
Why did you take our weekly challenges away as if it was a new seasonal reset, but then not give us new things to do? Like what? Like I could have done all of those first 8 weeks of challenges in Ash and Iron, because it was all the content was still there, or at least most of it. Like why did those all go away? And now you start me on week 9 of my weekly challenges.
I was I guess I was naive. I thought they would just keep. I thought what their plan was here was, it seems like they're sunsetting everything, right? And I give them props, because I never played a lot of Empire hunts, because other than what I had to do to get through Shadowkeep, I didn't really care for them. So I never played them. They just sat there. And I like the fact that they're using those stories that we haven't played, or those missions that we haven't played in a while, and gamifying them where we actually get rewards for them, and we actually get better and better at playing that activity. And I was naive to think that their plan was to slowly envelop all of the Destiny 2 world back into this portal system. And then we could jump in and say, what do we want to play today, guys? Let's see. Let's, we haven't done Empire hunts in a long time. Where's the drop down menu? Okay. Empire hunts. Boom. Let's do this one. And let's jump into this one today. Oh no, it's just, and not only did they not add anything to solo ops, which I was really excited for Ash and Iron. I thought, okay, what else are they going to be adding to solo ops this time around? I'm eager to see what else they're going to add. Nothing got added. They just added swapped out a couple of the fire team, a couple fire team things, and maybe a couple pinnacle activities.
Yeah, and then they've moved, then they've moved things around, like more recently, moved things into pinnacle, like the onslaughts and
Right.
contest of elders and stuff. So it's like we moved around, but we're not adding. It's not additive. We're not getting anything else. And it's like, guys, we've been here. We've been trying to play your game all the time. There's no reason to play 75% of it because I'm not getting tier anything loot out of. You have to give me more activities. Like I don't like. I can't make the sell to friends I have who have played the game who are either taking a break or just going, yeah, I'm bored with this. What's the pitch to say, oh no, come back and play because now we can do the same activity for the 90th time? It's such a strange, and again, and I just have to look back and say, I'm sure, again, I know obviously this is not how they wanted this to go. I'm sure all of this is because of the layoffs and because of the money and because of, reason A, B, and C, but man, like it just, you have all this game here. Like one thing that popped into my brain earlier today with, Renegades coming that I hadn't really thought about. Does Kepler go away in Renegades? And even if not, whenever Kepler does go away, where does Kepler go? Can we get to Kepler? Does a planet in the director live anywhere? I mean, in the portal live anywhere? In the past, which is there on the director. I can still go back to Nessus. I can go back to the Pale Heart and do all that. Where does that planet go in the portal system?
It's going to be stashed in the corner where you can barely see it. And then the new Renegades syndicates or whatever they're going to call this new world will be in the portal, I guess, right?
I mean,
Something like that.
Like I guess, yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm honestly kind of curious. Does Kepler just go away? Is it just not available anymore because we just don't have a node for it now? Or, I mean, again, I still need to figure out when to go back to Kepler to do all the other stuff they want me to do that I haven't found a reason to do yet.
Oh, and by the way, Peroty, nothing's powerful in there. It only goes to 300, right. I think.
Right. Yeah. No. Exactly. That's.
Are you kidding me? That's their main. That's their main content. That's the one place they want people to go.
Yeah. This is the big new thing, and yeah. Well, and just like I saw people this week talking about, oh, you can go get your double exotic class item drops and do this, and I'm going, who that's been playing this game does not have 6 trillion class items at this point?
Yeah.
Me. I don't. Sorry.
Okay. Well, there. Well, yeah. Okay, well, you can now. Is that because you don't have any room to put your 6 trillion class items?
That is one
because that is
yes.
That I would assume is more the problem of. I would like to have all these class items. Where am I going to put them?
That is problem number one. Problem number two is it's not a featured item for the exotics this season or episode, whatever we're in. So what's the point? Because you can't use them in a build. If it goes avant-garde, you can't get in and use it. And it's like, so yeah. I mean, they were new last year, and I'm like, yeah, I'll get them as they kind of come along. And if there's a good build, I'll keep it. But yeah, it's like,
yeah, I'll go to Zur when he sells them and pick up 2 or 3 if I've got the cash for it. And yeah, that's sort of how I've been treating them and Zur, going, well, I watch Fallout's video of, does Zur have anything there? Because it's a minute and it's perfect. And then I see, okay, is there anything I need to buy? Nope. Does he have class items? Yep. Okay, great. We'll grab some on the Warlock and call it a day.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But how have you been enjoying the old festival, Mr. Gator?
Oh, the Festival of the Lost. I'm not a fan of matchmaking activities because, for reasons I've already mentioned. You get the AFK guy in the back, or you get the guy who doesn't understand the objectives, and you end up getting a C grade, and you don't get anything. Basically, I'm not a big fan. I mean, it's funny. Before we got sucked into a raid last night. Before that, we jumped in and played the Haunted Altars on Ultimate mode with members of our community, and it was fun. It was vibrant. It was lively. I'm sitting there trying to get all the objectives done to get my mask, the new mask they dropped. That I enjoy. I love the fact that for people who don't want to play don't want to play the new activity or the Red Rumble, can just collect candy. Just put the mask on, shoot anything in the game, candy drops, and go to Aunt Eva, and she has a bunch of things you can get, whether it's focused exotic armor, or you can go in there and get just a plain old spooky engram, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that part I do enjoy, but I'm not crazy about a bow, submachine gun, and a brought back, heavy burst shotgun. I'm not real crazy about those weapons. It's probably the 3 weapons I don't use much in the game.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I'm probably not motivated as much. If they brought a wonderful, 450 pulse rifle in, I'd be like, sign me up. I'll play as much as I have to. And isn't that what it comes down to, Night Demon? It's about what weapon do you want? It's a looter game. So that's what's going to keep people engaged, is to get that roll that they're looking for that weapon. So they can go in the Crucible and pop heads.
Yeah, and I mean, it definitely is. And I feel that they kind of missed a trick and not actually have the festival have its own set of armor that you could level up, a bit like the Solstice. So if it had come around now with Solstice, with the possibility of people getting tiers 5s to kind of drop as armor with those set armor perks, were really fantastic for Solstice. And it's just sad that it's not kind of coming around for the next year. And I think they missed a trick on not actually having Fest of the Lost armor, or just a set of festival armor dropping that you could get kind of tier 5s in with set bonuses, maybe only that would boost you a little bit more in Fest of the Lost kind of activities, but would still be viable throughout the game through the year. I think that would have enticed people a little bit more, because there would have not just been the weapons that some people might like. Some people do like the bow, some people like the submachine guns, and you do have the chance to get the crossbow to drop. I think I've had 1 to drop, which is really weird. I've had 1 to drop in literally each event or each week thing that they've said, oh, you have a chance for it to drop. So I've had one each time, which is quite nice.
And that's the FOMO. That's the FOMO, because everybody says there's no FOMO left in the game. Yeah, there is. I can't get that Solstice armor anymore, not till next year. And it's nice having, whenever I'm using solar to heal myself, that, I get these set bonuses with the armor. That they nailed that part. The set bonuses with the armor is the FOMO, because if you miss that season and you don't get that seasonal armor that has this cool extra benefit to it, then you have to get lucky that it might fall and maybe Zur, I don't know, somebody will have it. But that to me is the FOMO part of the game, is you want to be around to get the armor pieces. And that honestly is what's keeping me playing, is I'm loving putting these Grenader builds together, and Paragon builds, or whether I want a high bulwark build for PvP. And that part is, and it's sad. I just keep getting helmets, right? Tier 5 helmets from the event. I'm like, well, what I'm looking at the set bonus. What's the set bonus for this? Well, you just tell them what set bonus you want, which is kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
But
so you can actually run your build without ruining it by having to wear a helmet that would have nothing on it in the past.
Exactly.
Which is something, it's something nice that, they've actually listened to the community and taken under consideration for this year. Like, every time helmets, we lost whatever kind, if we were running exotics, we lost that. So it'd be nice to actually have, if you've got set bonuses, to actually, if the set bonuses are working, Iron Panoply set, just saying, to actually work. But I mean, how are you feeling about the masks? It's nice to actually have masks back in the game that are earnable and not just in the Bright Dust store, or just not Bright Dust store. I think for the last couple of years, we've only had silver, and you haven't been able to kind of actually earn masks. I may have been wrong. We may have been able to earn 1 mask, but not as many as we've had, and not as good of masks as we've had for quite some years.
Well, I am definitely a mask collector. I always try to find a mask that I don't see a lot of people wearing, because I have all of them. And I'll throw that one on. I think I got a Scorn mask on now that we got several years ago. I love the fact that, like I said, if you don't want to play the haunted altars, or you don't want to feel like jumping in there and doing that, you can collect candy for anything and just go to Aniva. And the fact that you can just do now to earn the new mask, of course, you need to jump into the altars because a lot of the objectives are based around things in the haunted altars. And I'm fine with that. I was getting, I was working towards that last night. That would keep me enthused to do it. But I always like mask, man. I think it's always a cool thing. And I'm a collector. I like collecting that kind of stuff.
Did you get your weasel mask from Eververse for your
$404
glimmer?
404 glimmer? Yeah. I thought that was a nice touch. Like, here, you say we never give you anything. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well, what about the horror armor sets that we've got for each character? I've heard a lot of people complaining about that when you first log on to the game, front and center are those 3 armor sets that they're not explicitly telling you have to have bright dust or silver for. It kind of gives you the illusion of, oh, you could go and get these in the game, but then when you kind of log in and you find out that no, you've had to have earned that bright dust, or you have to earn more bright dust to get those sets by doing activities. Is that the kind of wrong message that Bungie are kind of giving out to the community? Should they be sets that are available to be earned in the game at some point, really? Or if you don't manage to earn them, you can just use bright dust or silver.
Yeah, it was kind of ambiguous with that, wasn't it? Because I was like, well, wait a minute. I don't want to pay silver for this stuff. And then I find out, and they're not like side by side where there's a bright dust version. You have to go and find it in the events tab. In Eververse.
You have to hunt for it.
You do. And I think Bungie missed the mark there. I think they could have made it earnable. And of course the Warlock set is the best of all of them. I like the Jason mask. I'm talking to Titans here. I like the Jason mask. Plenty of Friday the 13th movies. I covered my eyes back in my youth, but not crazy about the Hunter. I don't know about what is about roses.
No, I don't mind that Hunter set. But I've got a question for you. The Slender Man that you've got for the Warlock.
Oh yeah.
Is the class item the thing that gives you the tangles on your back?
I honestly bought it with bright dust because that's the one thing about the seasonal tab is you can earn bright dust every day.
Yeah.
I haven't put it on yet. I never even thought of that because I've been wearing my mask and all my set gear.
The only reason I ask is that I saw a Warlock in the tower yesterday, and he looked like the mask. He had the Slender Man outfit on, but the Slender Man mask was green, and then the whole outfit was yellow like the mask. And I was like,
really?
Damn it, I want that. And he didn't have any of the tangles, all those kind of tentacles moving around. I was like, is the class item the thing that puts... And he disappeared before I could kind of inspect him to see what kind of... If it was just the full set without the class item.
That's a good question. I don't know. I'll have to play with that today.
So I was like, I'm going to get it. But yeah. But the other question for you is that what do you reckon about this? We had 2 sets that we were able to vote on. Now, I've pulled up the 2 sets to have a look at. So we've got the Jason set for the Titans, or we had, I think it was the Saw. It was the Saw. He looked like the Saw guy. Okay. And a black kind of a big bulky Titan kind of look to him, but it had that kind of Saw face, the white kind of mask. The Hunter's got the Scream mask and a kind of what you could kind of interpret as a hunter, or that Lorena set with the roses and the white things.
Right.
And then Warlock's got a scary pumpkin looking dude where, like or Slender Man. And I was thinking about this, that if the community had voted on the ones that are now kind of the ones that we can get from Eververse, maybe Bungie should have put those ones to be available to be earned in the actual game. You have to go and play the event to earn those armor sets. But those other sets that they designed, if you like those, you can go and purchase those from the Eververse store, either using bright dust or silver to generate some more income. I mean, I know that they'd only kind of done them as mock-ups to start off with when we voted for them, but it would be nice for them to do that surprise, because they did very similar with the Good Wizard, Bad Wizard last year. That whichever one didn't win got put into the Eververse a couple of months ago, and now is back up in the festival Eververse. So
especially if they were, especially if the voting was close at all. If it was like 20% of people wanted this one, maybe skip that one. But yeah.
Well, it was 53% for Jason
Right.
Voorhees,
Yeah, these were all
57
very
for the
close.
Hunters, and 73 Warlock percent for the Slender Man. But I would have definitely bought the Pumpkin guy for the Warlocks as well, and the Scream guy as well.
Totally.
Just another missed opportunity.
Yep. Also, real time follow up. You need to put on the chest and the bond to get the tentacles on the Warlock.
Oh, okay. So if I take the bond off, I can look like the mask. Brilliant.
Good to know.
Thank you for reminding me, because I've been playing my Warlock since the ridiculous buddy buffs and the buddy builds, because it's just stupid. It's just stupidly fun. Like, so thank you for reminding me to buy this. But I think if you take the bond off, I think it said you need the bond and the chest to get the tentacles. So are you trying to? Yeah. So to get the full tentacle look, you have to have both on.
No, because Jim Carrey's mask does not have tentacles on his back, so I don't want the tentacles.
I'm not right now. Yeah, that's what it told me when So when you go to pick them up, and then actually to unwrap your package and then to unlock them. So the three steps to actually purchase something, which is in itself kind of insane.
Yeah,
it did. There was a little tooltip like, hey, to get these, here's how you actually do it. That I'm sure I would have missed had I not specifically been looking for it. So maybe, hopefully, again, I'm in a lot of activity, so I can't look or change anything. but hopefully, if you actually go to apply them, hopefully it does say Bungie. It says clearly how to get the tentacles. Right, Bungie.
I mean, the other thing that I found with doing this event is, and I wasn't aware of it, I had to go and search it up, and it's definitely a thing. You are capped at 21 reroll chips. Why? What is that about? Why 21?
What an abstract number.
Yeah. I was just like, I went to claim it off the reward track and it went, no, you can't claim it. I was like, but why?
Have you just never re-rolled anything? Are you just over there hoarding re-roll chips?
I told you I was holding re-roll chips. I only use the re-roll chips if it tells me in the quest to use the re-roll chip. And that's it. Otherwise, I will just do the daily things to complete the event and hoard the re-roll chips for an event that I actually want to use the re-roll chips. Now, I've had to use re-roll chips on this event because otherwise I'd lose the re-roll chips that I'd earned. So I've used some to get some back. But so I haven't actually lost any, just that they don't go above 21.
You can't pull it out, right?
Yeah. What a strange number.
Yeah, I do like how they carry over from event to event. I still had some from Arms Week that I didn't use. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the other thing about the portal that I was going to ask you to, do you think that it would have been better to have the portal be stocked completely for the Festival? And I know we've got two new things for this festival. So we've got the Red Rumble, which is the PvP, and then we've got the Haunted Altars, which is your PvE. But what's stopping them from putting back our Haunted Forest and Haunted Lost Sectors, just to give people something else to do? If they don't want to do, like you said, you don't like doing the match-made activities, maybe you could go and do the branches of the forest, see how far you get the rewards from that, or go and do Haunted Lost Sectors by yourself or with two other friends, rather than get two friends and then have to queue into other match-made people for them to mess up, block the boss and things like that. It's like they seem to take stuff away from the events rather than kind of just give us everything for the events. I mean, those things were built into Destiny 2, and I don't understand why they get taken out. A bit like the EAZ from Solstice. It was like, give us that as well as what else you're kind of giving us, and we will choose. We can go into the portal and we can actually make that choice of going, okay, so we've got all these things in the portal. Yes, I want to kind of go and do that one now, or I want to kind of do that. Don't force us to kind of do these things by saying, oh, this bounty says you have to go and do that. Just give us a bounty that is an overarching bounty of just do any solstice or any festival or any dawning events, and it kind of goes for it. It's just, but I just wanted to kind of see what you guys think. Should they have included things, or are you happy to see that it's just different and they've gone?
Well, I think it all comes down to the same thing we always come back to. when we talk about it on our show, and that is Bungie just doesn't have the staff they used to. They can't produce things as quickly as we would all like them to. And as Kingsley always reminds me, they already told you they're not putting out as much content. They're not gonna.
But why take away content then?
I don't know. I don't. Because I don't know. That makes sense. I mean, because I loved the haunted altars. I mean, the haunted lost sectors, because it was a soloable event. I could run in there. The rewards were pretty generous, and I would farm those for hours last year when I played the event. And I don't know. A missed opportunity, I guess. I don't know. I can't explain why.
No, and we've always joked at Bungie for at least the last 3 or 4 years, where they've just gone, "Oh, it's haunted lost sectors again. It's haunted lost sectors again." It's like, oh my god, Bungie, we'll just stop rehashing, because even I think last year it had the same bugs as it had the previous year that it had the previous year. It's like, you haven't fixed it. You've just copy paste dump there, copy paste dump there. It's like, why couldn't you have done it this year? We would have appreciated extra things to do in the portal. It would have made it look like you actually cared. And to bring back the haunted forest would have been fantastic, because you would have seen people come back to see how many branches they could get through, with the new mod system that we've got and the new loadouts and the portal modifiers. It would have been fantastic. Or maybe not even have the portal modifiers on there, because each branch had a different modifier set in stone. But it would have just been nice to see how quickly you could kind of get through it, and then the different levels of going from master up to grandmaster up to ultimate, whatever, and watching people like Esoteric solo like about 10 branches, just to keep the community kind of engaged with fun things to see if they could do stuff, and the builds that kind of come out of those things.
I think it's all part of why we got the Destiny content vault. They built this game on a system that cannot sustain this game. There's too much Destiny to run inside of Destiny. So that's why we got the vault. That's why they've taken things away. I mean, some of it is, file size and whatever, but some of it is just, like I said, there's too much game here that does not get played.
Yeah.
But but why not bring that back for the limited time event? Yeah, that I'm guessing has more to do with staff and whatever of going. Yeah, we don't have the manpower to make whatever, to basically implement the Edge of Fate systems into all this stuff. To actually have it drop with tiered loot. Because if you brought it back and it was the old system, it would be it would be the old loot, and then nobody would play that, because it's just another thing in the game where it's like, why am I doing this? There's no reason for me to engage with any old activity that doesn't give me tiered loot, especially if I can go in and walk in and get +1 tiers to what I am. I'm getting tier 5 drops here at my I'm about 440 light level. Why would I get anything else? There's just no reason to play anything else. So anything that doesn't have, that's not updated for the tier system, there's just no reason to do. And yeah, but I'm with you. I would love to see the choice. I would love to see the opportunity of bringing this stuff back. If you're going to give us a copy and paste arms week every 6 weeks and then no Iron Banner for 6 months, it would be nice to throw in some of these other activities. Give us an onslaught in the EAZ. You have play spaces and you have activities. Like, why you can't sort of mix and match? Give us an EAZ, snipers only map for Crucible. Throw in the Crucible Labs. Like, there's so many. You have spaces and activities. Why can't we mix and match these a little bit to give us new and interesting things to play?
Yeah. I mean, you're probably in the same boat as me, Gator. It's like, you're kind of exasperated the fact that we've only had one Iron Banner.
Oh my gosh, don't get me started.
I'm like, I really did think, because they'd cut the festival down to 2 weeks, I thought, well, maybe there was a glimmer of hope that it was going to come in between this not arms week, but the weapon thing that we're getting in a couple of weeks.
Call to arms,
that was it. So in between that and festival finishing, there is a chance for it to be squeezed in that week, because they haven't kind of even said that it could be coming with that up, and because they said that's going to run up until December, didn't they? Up until Renegades hits, and then. But I mean,
Well-
that's nothing stopping them from putting an Iron Banner in with the call to arms. But it's like you haven't mentioned it, and we've had one, and then we've had all these other weeks of. We had 2 weeks of solstice, one Iron Banner week. We've now going to have 3 weeks of festival, which is really nice. I want them to stick to the 3 weeks because not everybody could play everything in the first week or the second week. So it just gives you that extra bit of freedom to kind of get things done and enjoy playing the game.
And I think that
Yeah.
that is one thing that Bungie can do right now to keep their player counts up, is to have an activity every other week. Something, not Arms Week like once a month or once every 6 weeks. Have
Yeah.
Iron Banner every 3 weeks, like it used to be, and or have Iron Banner for a 2-week period, however way they want to do it. But
Or
that
just
new armor is fantastic.
once a month I think I would be happy with once a month,
Me too.
because you don't want to upset the Trials community, because the Trials community are kind of on the edge of giving up anyway. And you want to incentivize people to come and play that as well as Iron Banner, because when Iron Banner comes around, you don't get the Trials, which hasn't always been the case. We have had beforehand, we've had Iron Banner up and Trials up at the weekends, and they said, low player counts will kind of one or the other. But
Right.
it may be time to go, well, we'll just give you Iron Banner as well. So,
Yeah, but what carried us through those drought periods? It was always Crucible, or okay, I can even throw in Gambit there, maybe, right?
yeah.
Because there is some PvP element in that as well. Which brings me, I don't want to come in here doom and gloom. I want to give you guys some ideas, right? Well, one thing that I found from Battlefield 6 that they just nailed this part is if I haven't played Battlefield in a long time, and I don't want to get teabagged for the 20th time by the same person who knows where I'm coming from every time because he's played the game for 24 hours straight for the last month.
Yeah.
They have like training maps where you can go in and populate it with bots. And some of the bots are very dumb. They'll just sit there and let you shoot them. And then some of them are actually pretty tricky. They're very good. Their aim, and this could be usually dialed up. This is something Call of Duty did for the longest time. I don't know if they still do it or not, because I haven't played Call of Duty game in a few years. But you could actually learn the maps, go play the maps, learn what guns are working good for you. It's better than a shooting range because you're actually shooting live targets, and you can practice your strafing. You could see if this wall's strafe. Can I climb up this wall? Can I hide behind this area? And you can, obviously you can set up a private match right now and with an empty server and just go in there and do all that. But wouldn't it be awesome if you could make your own private server, like this is what Battlefield does, and they ironically call it the Portal system. But when you buy Battlefield 6, they give you your own personal server, which I think they're regretting, because as soon as I tried to set mine up, it's like, sorry guys, we're at capacity. We're working on it, but we can't let you set it up right now. Too much demand. But what if Bungie could do that? You set up they have a great interface to set up a private match for when you want to do scrims and stuff. Why not have it where you could go in, pick whatever map, pick whatever game mode, and just click a little toggle that says bots. And it'll fully populate it with the rest of the team will get all filled out with AI. And you could even dial up and down how smart you want them to be, because I'm pretty sure they had that in Call of Duty as well, not too long ago. And just practice at Crucible.
Yeah.
Say I want to jump into Trials. I want to learn this Trials game, but I'm so intimidated. I don't want to jump into Trials. People message me telling me to. I'm not talking about me personally, but I hear from other people who go, "Yeah, I got told to get good and quit the game and kill myself." I'm like, what? What the hell are you talking about? Why not have a safe place where you could actually learn the Trials maps, complete bounties, or whatever, orders or whatever it is now, and get some weapons and gear, and then jump in and practice against bots and try it out. Because I think a lot more people would be engaged to play Crucible, which, by the way, is a repeatable activity that is always different. It's never the same. It's not predictable. And
separate loot pool, so you're not getting the same 6 weapons. It'll be a different 6 weapon.
It just, I just want to bring something to the table other than just my gripes about Destiny today. But I think that would be something that I don't know how much it would move the needle, but all I know is in Destiny 1, after Dark Below and whatever the next DLC was
House of Wolves.
What was it called? House of Wolves. Yes, I keep forgetting the name.
Because that brought Trials.
Yeah, it brought exactly. And what did we do on Twitch every weekend? I wanted to see how Gator and True Vanguard were going to beat these other guys this time,
Yeah.
And if you watched them enough, you would learn all the places. You would learn where to go in the map. You would learn where the hot spots were. You would learn how the True Vanguard plays, Does he stand back? Does he rush in? Does he rush in after he kills, hurts the enemy or gets the numbers down? And these are things that I have so many people in my Discord that want to play, but they're just so intimidated. And you could put that for Gambit as well. And, here comes Renegades, and they're going to have this 3v1 new kind of Gambit mode or something. And they could set something up very well for that to let us learn how to play the game, learn how it works. And that's something that Battlefield added this time to their game. And I've been jumping all over it because, and what's also cool is I can level up my weapons. I can complete the challenges, even the daily ones and stuff, all by just shooting bots in the head all day and just learning the guns, learning the maps, because they're all fairly new maps, and jump in that way. And there's your player base, at least some. It's not a total Band-Aid, but at least I think it would bring more people back if they knew they could practice on a Crucible map against AI, and not from all the intimidation. And don't even get me started with all the cheaters in the game right now. I just don't even know where to start with that. I thought that they had a new anti-cheat system.
Come to the console.
But yeah, are you on console or are you on PC?
I play on both, but I get cheaters on console too. It's the modded controllers and Zims in the on the console space that I usually run into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some of us are old enough to remember when this little company called I think Bungie I think it was, had this game called Hollow, and when you stepped into PvP, like they basically had I think it was like up to level 10. Now again, I haven't kept up with what Halo's done since, but it basically if you're not level 10, and I can't remember if it was level 10 in PvP or level 10 overall, it was basically, hey, you're new to the game. Let me put you into PvP if you're going to go in there with people who are also new to the game, which I know we've talked about in the past. But yeah, but expanding that out to saying, if you're new, I'm putting you into the new player pool. There is no reason you should see ZK Mushroom or Grenade or Jake or anybody. I don't care if you're in trials. I don't care where you are. There should put you into the new player pool of, hey, you're new. We're not going to make you have a bad time. We're going to put you into this, or again, if there's just not enough, like for trials, if there's not enough people, say, hey, there's no new player pool for this. Once you get to level whatever, then then you can go in here and you are sort of at the mercy of everyone else. But yeah, but just having, like what we had Crucible Labs, like we had lab stuff to try this stuff out, to experiment, like where, like you said, we have a wonderful private system. But it involves having, more people to play with, more people to go in and experiment with, more people just to go in and screw around with. Yeah. Why? Yeah. I mean, just talk about onboarding people. I mean, you want to onboard players. PvP is an entire part of this game that God knows could use some help. I mean, just getting people into the game and not having them have a bad time immediately. I mean, there's so many people I know that, we can drag into PvP kicking and screaming. Rarely, again, and it's always for loot, and it's always with a full fire team in trials, because they've incentivized it, but won't go in, are never going to step into competitive, are never going to go play control for fun unless there's some bounty there, or if there's maybe something that they're interested in. But for the most part, they're never going anywhere near PvP. And yeah, that's such it's an entire I would say third of the game, but realistically half the game that just doesn't get touched by so many players.
Funny you should say that, Peroty, because I'm looking at popularity.report, which gives you all the nitty gritty, and it's based on an API, which I don't know how accurate it is. You know what the number one most played activity is, excluding the tower, because that's not really an activity. Guess what the number one match made activity is as far as time played?
Oh, it's probably Gambit.
No, Gambit is.
It's all Gambit.
Hold on. I'm still looking. It's not on the list yet. I'm still going down.
Yeah. No. It's probably Control.
It's Control. 2.7 million hours. The last 60 days.
Yeah, it's Control because that's the accessible thing, and that should be the get you into the door. Yeah, no, I of course it's not Gambit, but yeah. I mean that like I said, I mean that's what's there when if you've done your six different solo ops for the week, and you're like, okay, I really don't want to do this. I really don't want to fight people for kills in Fire Team. I can't. I'm not going to go solo pinnacle things. Where do I go? Let me go play some PvP. Let me go play some PvP and not have a terrible experience with it. And I think that's it's like you said, everything you were talking about with the systems, Battlefield, and Call of Duty put into place is so you don't have a bad time. I mean, that's why my non-good playing self had enjoyed going into Fortnite. Once I realized Battle Royale wasn't me in 99 sweats, it's me in like half a lobby of bots. It's like, oh, this is way more accessible to me. I can just go in and have a good time, and I'm playing against people. I'm playing against bots. Like I feel like I have a good time, even if I get murdered by the good players at the end. Fine. Like I'm not dropping in and dying immediately. Like there's just, I don't know. There's so many. It's been funny too. Like having such a Destiny focus for the last decade plus, and now looking at what other games are doing. It's like, look at all these good systems Bungie could be using. Like clearly, you guys know these things are out here, and and obviously none of this is easy. None of this is just I love when people are like, well, just do this, just do that. And no, there is no just in programming. There is no just button to hit and say, oh, now we've implemented this. But like, there's just there's so many things you have and could do, and obviously people are a problem. Staffing is a problem. Obviously, money's a problem, but we're still still waiting on our roadmap we were going to get back in August, September about what's coming. And I know they mentioned on Reddit last week, oh yeah, no, we're still in the works. I'm like, guys, Renegades is going to be here before you tell us.
I think they're afraid to roadmap out
what to expect in November. Yeah, I mean, because if it's not chock full of, if there's not an event a week, it's a hard sell. It's a hard sell to say what am I here for if I'm not doing something specific every single week, unless I've got a raid team together. Now, I was curious how your rating has gone because I assume you're going in, with a full team. You're not looking for people to raid with. You're not fire team finding or anything because
no, I don't even know what that is.
I assume that's just an absolute wasteland.
Couldn't even imagine. I mean, I was a big proponent of the what was that one thing they had for raiding and stuff where you could bring in someone who's never done it before. It was like they were a seeker. What was that called? I got the emblem for it and everything because we brought a couple people in our day. But
I know exactly what you mean. But never
really did anything.
Basically, their Sherpa system that just never
right.
Kind of like clans. They were like, this is a good idea. We will never speak of it again. We will never touch it again. Yeah. It just so many good intentions. And it's just like so many version ones of things. And like, I can't even think of how many times we on this show, I'm sure you guys have said the same thing. This is a good version one. Now we need to see what's the next iteration. How are you going to improve? How are you going to build on this? And the answer is we're not. We're just not.
I mean, number 2 in time played activities, quick play, Crucible. Number 3, Trials of Osiris, 1 million hours every 60 days, the last 60 days. There's no PvE at all until number 4, and that's Cabal's Watch. But then number 6 is competitive match made. That surprised me because I haven't jumped to competitive in a long time. 814,000 hours in the last 60 days. I mean, Bungie, the information is right in front of you. These are the repeatable activities that people are coming back to and playing. I have a buddy named Warcry. I've known him for 10 plus years. He's a good old gamer bud. And he didn't even play the Final Shape story. He just wants to play his Crucible every week. Jumps on every Thursday night, jumps on every Monday night, plays his Crucible. He's happy as a clam. And because it's a totally repeatable activity, I'm not trying to beat this drum about Crucible, but I'm looking at the data. This is what people are repetitively playing in the game right now. And not until 4 and 5, Fallen Bunker, Match Made, and Cabal's Watch Match Made are 4 and 5, but competitive's number 6. And then it finally gets into Caldera and Desert Perpetual Raid, Conductor's Keep, Heliostat. Heliostat's number 10. I mean, these are the activities people are playing.
Right. Yeah. And that was the promise Bungie made to people is they did say, basically you can come in and just play your PvP. You don't have to go, slum it through PvE, and it's like you can do the campaign or not. You can engage with Kepler or not, but you can just go play PvP.
You can power up.
There's still a lot of people. I mean, PvP, God knows the problems it's had, but there's still enough people enjoy the PvP of this game to continue to come back to
and
continue to play it.
They all went to make what's the game? I'm trying to think what it was. Marathon,
yeah. Which seems like there's signs of life. I mean, again, again, Marathon is not my thing. I'm not. Again, I am the AR PvP player. I am not the extraction shooter type. But I really want Marathon to do well. If not even well, at least do well enough to keep my beloved Destiny up and running. Again, I don't care about Marathon as a game. I care about Marathon as a money-making venture for the company that makes Bungie, or that makes for Bungie that makes Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not my thing, but I'm not looking for more people to lose their jobs and things to go poorly. Like I want that game to find a player base. And I mean, I think, if there's this, if they really have gone back, I think there's maybe a closed technical test or some kind of test going on. Cause I've seen people being like, is this real? Have I gotten this invite from Bungie for this? So hopefully it's, getting closer to being a sellable entity, but it's like Bungie does good shooting. Like people enjoy Destiny's gunplay. So, hopefully that becomes a thing that will at least be successful enough. Because like you guys were saying, if Renegades doesn't hit, that's the thing right now, and it would sure be nice to be able to balance that out against, hey, you put this many years into Marathon. Marathon needs to make some money. Marathon needs to be a thing at least out in the market that hopefully outlasts Concord in terms of things doing well.
Yeah, as far as the Marathon technical test, I'm not allowed to disclose anything about it, if that gives you any clue.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I saw that I saw a couple of people, I think, on for one, I have a little email that I set up that sort of sends me if any Bungie official people talk about things on Reddit, because I don't really go on Reddit at all in any sort of I don't browse Reddit. But I saw that there was some Marathon stuff all of a sudden. It's like, oh, okay, those accounts are live again.
Interesting. There was some guy live streaming it.
So I knew.
Guys, and Bungie's like, guys, NDA. Do you know what that word means? That phrase means.
What part of this is,
if people break NDAs, they're not going to offer it to people anymore.
Right. You want to get yourself blacklisted from gaming companies forever? That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, at least it's showing sign to life, because I felt like it just went into the vault and was like, oh, we're working on it, and I'm sure you are, but yeah,
it's crazy. I'm just saying that's for the fourth time. I'm going to say it again. Bungie, this is a repeatable thing. It shows in the data. It's the number one played activity in your game is control. What's that tell you? Set up some bots where people can run in there and practice and get better at the game till they feel confident enough and have leveled their weapons up to the point where they are ready to go. And then they jump in and they have a good time. They are prepared. It's not a deer in headlights where they're getting teabagged and, thrown off the map for the whole time they're playing,
Right.
Yeah. So.
I mean, and that's, and honestly, just do a better job telling people about your game. I still now again, I haven't played like my placement matches in this, since Ash and Iron came out, but I still feel like sometimes competitive is the most evenly matched games I can go into solo and actually get and actually get an even match. Again, I'm on my placement matches, they're on their placement matches, or they're, it's place, the placement matches were good. Once it places me down in my lower tier, obviously I'm fighting people who are better than I am on their way up, but it's not like going to trials. It's not like, I think, I wish there was just a better line between like, here's control, jump into that, and you'll either have a good time or get absolutely stomped by try hard sweats. It's a 50-50 depending on the moment. But competitive actually, I think, does the best job matching people up who are not, PvP gods with other people who are not PvP gods. But because as people say, competitive, it's like, I wouldn't go anywhere near it. You think ranked, you think ladder, you think all this. It's like, I'm not going anywhere near that. When really it's like that maybe in a way should be the onboarding for PvP for people in some ways. It's like, I don't know, control is 6s. So it's a little less, less daunting, but I don't know.
I tell you, I've had some of the most memorable PvP games, 3v3 competitive games. And I'm not great. I'm not terrible. I'm kind of in the middle there somewhere, kind of average.
Yeah.
And I have the greatest time when 3v3 Crucible matches in competitive. Even though I just admitted that I haven't played it, mainly because of a time issue. It's just haven't had time, and anytime I have, I'm usually in the portal because number go up.
Yep,
got to get that number up.
Yep, yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like competitive is fun for a while, especially if I'm chasing a weapon. But I know I'm never going to do Ascendant. I am never getting to those top tiers, and that's not my goal. That's not why I'm there. I'm playing it for the variety, for the weapons. I'm playing it just because I enjoy PvP. Like you said, it is an infinitely repeatable game mode. I can go and play with two guys that are amazing. I can go play with two other guys, guys, gals, whoever, who are, terrible like I am. And it's just like, hey, I don't like, even though it's competitive, like that's my casual game mode in that I don't feel good or bad depending on how I do. If I play well, I'm like, I had a good game. Like if I get stomped, I'm not like, I suck. It's like, well, no, I played better people. They care more about this than I do. I'm not putting any of myself into it.
Yeah. Well, the problem with Crucible is it's free. It doesn't make money. And unfortunately, they have to go where the money is. They have to go what's going to bring income to their game because the Sony overlords are watching now.
Which is Gambit, because everything is Gambit now. Civ, Gambit, Haunted Altars, Gambit. In Red Rumble, there is literally a giant pumpkin man who drops you stuff. Gambit.
That's so cool.
For a company that doesn't want Gambit to be a thing, they sure are building it to a lot of other game types. I'm just saying.
Gator, you said that they won't invest into Crucible because it's a free thing. Festival of the Lost is a free thing.
That's
Solstice
true.
is a free thing.
Good point.
Ash and Iron was meant to be a free update to the season. So they're not afraid of throwing free things that they've developed. I mean, let's face it, they had to put time and money into developing this Haunted Altars of Sorrow. They could have just rehashed the Haunted Lost Sectors. So
they could have.
They have spent time and money doing stuff for activities for people to come back and play. And if people come back and play, they enjoy your game, they will spend the money. And it will be the same if they invested into the PvP side.
Yeah. I mean, Control match made 2.7 million hours. It is basically the same as Quick Play, Trials of Osiris, and Cabal's Watch match made all in one.
Yeah.
That's how much more. I mean, you're looking at the bar graph here. It's not even close.
Yeah, even close. People played Heavy Metal for 697,000 hours, and that's above, the World Tier Brave, Cabal's Watch, customized. Again, it's not the top thing, but that's a limited edition, very silly PvP mode that I think if you're a PvP player, you may have not even been like, wow, this is amazing. But again, I think it also just speaks to that was the event that was up. Like, people are good. We're going to play time limited events. Look at you, Iron Banner. We'd like a time limited event. This isn't up all the time. It says, hey, this is up this week. Let me go play it. It's a PvP thing. I can have a good time. There's an emblem. There's a loot. There's loot for it. There's a chase for it. There's a title. Like, I can earn more. Obviously we're here for the loot. It's a looter shooter. I'm not going to pretend like we're not here to earn guns and armor. but it sure does help if there's something else. If there's a title, if there's, an emblem, if there's something special I can get, that sure doesn't hurt to have me go play an activity that I might normally go, it isn't really my cup of tea.
I'm flabbergasted, honestly, that they haven't brought back Iron Banner as much as they can, because there's off weeks where there's nothing to do. And I play religiously. I have three accounts total. I have 2 alt accounts in my GDC2 and GDC3 clans. Just mainly, I made them mainly so I could let people in as an admin.
Yeah. Right.
But then I said, you know what? I had more fun, Peroty, playing from level 10 to level 200 on my alt accounts than I would go back and play my 350 to 400 character on my main account, and I'd be like, oh, this is torture.
It's just, that early game was more fun. And there's part of me that's a little worried, again, I mean, we've, I want to say it's probably a win that Bungie said, we're not going to reset your light and have you do that again. But there's part of me that's going, but you guys set all of this up with that assumption. And I think of all of the power grind, like you said, that 10 to 300, 10 to 200 was some of the most fun I had. Because I can just go play anything. The entire game's available to me. And now we've gone back on that, which, again, I think it's probably a net positive. But I worry that you were assuming we're all going to play through these things and now aren't there. Are we going to get to Renegades? And it's like, welcome to 300. Welcome to the suck. Welcome to the sweat. Step in and go enjoy your locked loadouts from day one. Like, where we're not going to get to enjoy that, like, casual onboarding.
I think it was a mistake. They should have reset us to 200, because now they have the main mistake they made is they made the leveling up a little too hardcore. It was going to take us forever to get to max or to pinnacle cap. And in the past, it wasn't that hard. I mean, you have to think about this. How long is it going to take the average player to get to pinnacle cap? Find out how long that takes within a season. And then, because you're always going to get the hardcore players that are going to reach it in no time and then start complaining there's nothing to do. I've got 25 of these submachine gun tier 5s. I don't want any more of these things. Well, yeah, that's good for you, man. You're a streamer. You're playing 8 hours a day, 4 days and 5 days a week. I mean, here I am, Joe Schmo. What do they call it? Joe Bungie, coming home from work. And, I've got 2 hours a night to play. And then I've got to make a podcast, and don't even mention my other stuff I'm working on. But yeah, it's this is the time I have to put into it. And, I think they need to come up with a reasonable amount of time for people to reach and actually have those rewards of tier 5s. And it has to be where there's a little bit of extra time where people can enjoy for at least a few weeks before Renegades comes out, that they can get a lot of those tier 5s and go, oh, wow, look at this cool loot. And then Renegades drops. Okay, everyone's back to 200, not 10, but 200. And then this is where they could say anything you do in the world will get you to 450. And then if you want to go 450 to 550, then you definitely need to go into the portal. That's what they should do. But now we're going to all be at 400 plus when we get to Renegades. And I don't know about you, but I've been getting tier 5s like candy in this festival, this haunted altars. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know what they're giving you so much loot. I have to visit the tower to just clean stuff up. And I'm just using it as infusion fuel, because tier 5s mean really nothing to me now, especially for the submachine gun that they're putting out. Once you get a good roll, I mean, and don't even get me started on weapon crafting, because I think they missed the boat on that too. But that would solve our vault problem. So many problems would be solved by just bringing back crafting. And instead of the red borders that everyone was always, just have it where the more kills you get with the gun, just like every other game, like Call of Duty and Battlefield, you get attachment, you get to unlock it, you get to unlock more benefits to it. And then when you finally reach level 25 on that weapon from, 10,000 kills on it, then you can start getting the enhanced stuff on it. But no, now they just drop you a tier 5 that has, you could have 5 tier 5 weapons and have to keep all of them because they have the certain combinations that you want, because it's still RNG. I just never understood that part.
Yeah. Still
Creates a problem.
Yeah, well, and that's what I'm wondering too, because even if they did turn around and then say, "Hey, we're going to set you back to 10," or and have you grind again in Renegades, because they basically turned off the new gear stuff by and large. Like, would it even matter? Like with the featured gear requirement or the new gear requirement? And yeah, I mean, obviously, for Avant-Garde, for the end game stuff, it's still there. But if we were all starting at 10 again and working our way back up. And then once I get to the stuff, partially I keep losing track on what new gear and feature gear is still even valid in the game.
Changing it. They keep moving the goalpost. I'm like,
right.
Okay, what's the newest thing now?
Yeah, and I'm sitting here going, do I even need to care if it's quote new gear or not, or can I grab the stuff out of my vault and go, hey, this is fine. Let me infuse this up and use this.
Again, the armor is a total win. The tiered armor system, that's something they've been needing to do. That is the armor set bonuses. That is a win for Bungie. The campaign story, W for Bungie. The raid, definite W for Bungie. But the day-to-day activity grind that still needs to be worked on. I still think it's not leveling up fast enough. I don't know. I'm playing solo ops and I'm moving up. It's definitely, I can see it's definitely moving it faster, but they just need to find that sweet spot of how long it's going to take. Let's just say an average player who plays 8 hours a week. 8 hours a week. Well, we need to have that ideal player that logs in every day or every other day. Find out what the period of time is, and then scale your leveling system or progression system so they can enjoy at least a few weeks before the new stuff comes, and then drop them back down to 200 and have them do it over again, knowing that now it's not the super grind, logging into the mines. Now you can actually go in and realize your gains much faster. They just missed it. They just made the change too late. Too many people got a bad taste in their mouth and went and played other things. And that's another point. There's a lot more games to play right now, guys. Back in 2014, there's a lot more competition. There's a lot of games that are, I'm not talking about the games that aren't even out yet. Like, there's the new Arc Raiders is coming out. I'm not an extraction guy, but that game is beautiful. That game is beautiful.
That game looks like something I would enjoy were it not an extraction shooter. Yeah. And look at that, and big giant robots flying at me. If they make a PvE version,
they're going to win.
Yeah,
they'll get a lot more players.
But
because of the PvE, because of the multiplayer, people are going to be. Well, now I'm good. I don't want to lose all my stuff. And then of course, Outer Worlds 2 is coming up pretty soon too, and that game looks really promising as well. So it's a different environment now. Bungie doesn't have the luxury of making us have too much FOMO. They really need to they need to run. They need to get going. They need to give us the rewards. And then for people who want to grind and get the elite stuff, the 450 to 550 players, then have them have to go through the portal and with the normal ways. That I don't know. Every week Kingsley's like, okay, what's your idea this week to help Bungie out? I'm like, I'm out of ideas now. All I can tell you is what I enjoy playing it, and Kingsley reminds me that I am one type of player. I'm one typical type of player for Bungie, and I'm not every player. And there's other people who want to get other things out of the game. But from my perspective, I think that would make me play more of the game.
Yeah, but the thing is that we're still playing the game. I think we're in the minority of players. They want feedback from the players that want to come back.
Right.
Can't come back if you never left.
Hey, come on back, guys. We got all kinds of good goodies for you now. Come on back.
Yeah.
We're giving it out like candy, literally.
As we discussed, 19 is not in the new player, returning players awards. He said, I'm a little past level 27, unfortunately.
and the fact that they made Renegades in this huge Green Man bundle for $35, which I've never, ever heard that price. If that didn't move the needle, do you think in-game loot's going to do it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that I'm hoping will move the needle on if not returning players who have stepped away because they don't want to rebuy the content over and over and over. People who either play on multi things, or like so many people move from console to PC, but are like, I don't want to respend $200 or $300 on all this stuff for the PC. So I mean, I'm hoping that will just help. Or again, I mean, it's easy, with all the Steam sales that go on, and you can pick up games so cheaply. Hopefully people will go, yeah, I can get all of this for $35. That's kind of nutty. Even if I don't play it, it doesn't feel like I haven't spent $300. I haven't lost that much, and there's a lot of content there, and more to come.
Yeah. Gosh, guys, I feel like I'm bumming everybody out here. I mean, I'm bumming myself out. I mean, I really love this game. I really want it to do well. I do.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, and we're here. You're listening to our voices right now because you're at least somewhat interested, or you're still playing this game too. I mean, for all the critique and the feedback we have, it's like we're still here. We're still playing this. We haven't stepped away and been like, oh no, I can't play this terrible game. It's we're still here. We're still collecting our candy. We're still running raids, doing activities, playing PvP. Like there's still so much game here, and it's like there's no. The doom and gloom is so easy, especially when you read online. The doom and gloom, oh, the player numbers are down. Oh, the Steam numbers are cratering. Oh, they're maybe weeks from closing down. It's like that. Yes, like you can draw the parallels between here and Curse of Osiris and say, yes, they were, possibly weeks from shuttering the studio. Even if the player numbers are as bad as they are now on Steam, and, at least the popularity report gives us a little insight into, the console numbers. That's not to say Bungie's in the exact same place they were then. Are things great? No, obviously things aren't great, but they aren't likely as dire because they're still part of Sony. They're still part of a bigger fish. They're not quite, they're not totally on their own. They do have, hopefully Marathon is going to come out and give them some kind of boost, some kind of something.
I hope so.
It's like, I don't think they're going to go away tomorrow or anything, but I do too. Just I wonder a little bit about because I think when Sony bought Bungie, there was this whole sort of dream of, oh, we can have all these live service games and Bungie will help recapture the magic, which I really feel. I mean, Destiny feels kind of like a one and done. Like it is sort of the live service game that made it, and there's so many others. I don't remember the list of things they've tried to launch and just haven't gone well. It's like, I don't know. I think there's just this chase to recapture the live service magic and get people into a 10-year game. But I think the problem with that too is like how many 10-year games can you play? Those of us who are playing Destiny were largely playing Destiny. You're already in something. I don't know. I had this whole tangent in my head about just how many different games do people play that are invested in one of these, almost lifetime games, or these, looter shooters that you're playing year over year over year? Like, do you have, I know we all dabble at least a little bit, but like, if you're playing Destiny, how much Battlefield are you playing long term? How much Borderlands? How much Call of Duty? Can all these things coexist? Or I don't know. Is there enough? Are there enough players for all the games that these studios want to have people playing? Of course, all the time.
Yeah, on a roundtable episode, I actually did the state of the gaming industry, and
Right.
man, that report was insightful. There's actually less players overall in the industry, in the games, less gamers out there, but we're playing longer hours. We're playing longer. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that,
we've
that
chosen our games and said we're here.
yeah. So think of a new game trying to come out and trying to pull people away from those black hole games like Call of Duty. It's tough, man. People want their game. They want to be able to just log on, do their game, go on with life. And it's probably the main reason why I don't try a lot of new games, because one, I have to learn a new game, and I like being comfortable just jumping in and rolling and going and getting it done, knowing what I need to do. What on earth is this UI? What does this mean? Oh man, this is crazy. New controller settings. Oh, okay. So
What do
Destiny
these
is my
buttons
game.
do now?
Yeah. Well, a button to a press. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. So yeah. But I just appreciate you guys having me on. You guys have had some really good conversations. I've been really getting into them, and it's very similar to what me and Kingsley do with our topic of the week. So I just appreciate you guys still getting that conversation going in the game. And
yeah, well, thank you for dropping by. I mean, you can drop by any time that you see us on. So
absolutely,
Yeah, we're here. Yeah, we're here.
a
every
third
week.
opinion or a
Yeah,
fourth opinion or a sixth opinion is always welcome.
Yeah. It's a little more fun than like screaming at your podcast player going, "It's called this. It's called this." I know Noble and others are like, whenever we're trying to remember the name of something, "It's called this, you dum-dums," and then
too
you go,
many
"Oh,
terms.
it's here." Yeah,
Too many
exactly.
weapon names.
What was that thing
Crazy.
called? What was this called? How many years ago was that? But yeah, it's also just nice when you're like, you want to chime in on the conversation. It's easier to chime in when the other people can hear you. So yeah, no, it's always a pleasure. Yeah. And Kingsley, that extends to you. If you want to cry, I don't know if it's rather a little harder for him being a little more westerly, but yeah, you're more than welcome to join us. So yeah, come on, hang out. We do tend to trap our guests and keep them hostage for the multiple hours. So just clear your Saturday morning calendar, and we'll talk Destiny. It'll be good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been a little bit peppier this morning if I wasn't pulled into a Desert Perpetual raid last night till 3:15. So I'm running a little low on the batteries this morning, but I always enjoy talking with you guys, so I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure. How long were you in? I guess for question 1, did you complete the raid? Question 2, how many hours were you in the raid trying to complete it?
Yeah, this was my first raid that actually started with the same 6 people, and we all learned it together blind. And
wow.
Well after most people have already gotten their clears.
Yeah,
but I tell you what, Desert Perpetual is such a fun raid. It is every encounter is so much fun. And I've got my fourth clear now. 4th clear, I think. And we're going to actually have a run tonight. We're going to go another run with the same group. And we rotate one person in here or there that hasn't run it before. We ran 2 new people through it last night that never knew how to play it. And they did fantastic. Shout out to Batman and Notorious, I think his name was. New member of our community. But I think Kingsley said it was like number 2 on his favorite raids. King's Fall will always be my favorite, but it definitely is definitely in the top 5 as far as raids for me. Very fun raid, and once you get it down, it shouldn't take you too long to complete, like a good hour and a half maybe. So, nice. And that boss fight at the end, so much fun, so much fun. Yeah, but I appreciate you guys. I listen every week, and you guys always have great conversations. And I wanted to come in and monopolize the podcast for several minutes if I could. So I appreciate you letting me in.
I mean, for anybody that doesn't know who you are, where you're from, tell them about your podcast, and anything else regarding because you have other little things that you do every now and then. The Destiny Help Desk, don't you? And
well, Destiny Help Desk got retired because let's face it, the new player experience is non-existent and
needs more help than a single desk can provide.
Okay.
This help desk has been closed, unfortunately. Unfortunately, but I did make a new podcast. It's a more personal podcast. It's not a gaming podcast, called 50 Years Experience Required. I just started it up. It's about personal stories and not gaming, relationships, money, experiences owning and operating a business, a lot of things like that. So it's 50yearsexperience.com or 50yearspod.com. Obviously, my love, though, is Guardian Downcast. We've just surpassed our 6th year, and you guys have done it even longer, I think. Because I think I started our podcast, and I think 3 or 4 months later, I was a guest on your podcast. I was blown away. I had so much fun with you guys, and but that's GuardianDowncast.com. It's real simple. We have a vibrant Discord and great community. Destiny's not dead.
No.
Great game.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ToddtheGatr. I'm on YouTube. Everyone, that's where we stream live every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. ToddtheGatr, and that's GATR. Yep.
So if you'd like to see a Destiny podcast and actually see people and see their faces, you can go over there.
Warning.
We
I'm not-
have no
I'm not
faces.
25.
We're just voices in the machine. There's no humans here. We're just cleverly constructed AI.
Sometimes I miss not having live shows, but it's nice. It's a nice luxury.
Yeah. There's certainly something to not having a live component anymore, especially as you're frantically Googling the name of something or trying to remember a story or looking something up. Going,
I did have a thought. I thought maybe I should do it this week, but then I didn't get my stuff together beforehand because if people watch a Destiny thing this week, they can earn the emblem. So just have to watch somebody else this week.
Yep. If you
Maybe
need any help
Guardian
with
Down.
that, let me know. I'll be glad to help you. I learned the hard way. You through your OBS, so I tell people it's almost a religion. It's so difficult to use sometimes.
Yep.
But before you go, I do have a build for you from Sneaky Beaver. No Escape. It's called No Escape. If you want to check that one out, and it's with the Controverse holds. It's just void for days, and he compares it to Ikora when you see her in like the story missions, and she's fully charged up. She's always got a super. She's always got her abilities, and it's exactly like that. He uses it in one of the reclaim missions, just fighting like loads of Cabal to start off with. Throws out a grenade, throws out his melee. Then he's got his super. It's like, it's a really quick, endless loop of abilities and then supers. So you can check that one out.
Absolutely, man.
Anybody that kind of needs to know what's going on with the bugs in the game at the moment, Cheese Forever has got you covered this week with so many different things and how to get around all the issues, or if there is a good thing like kill the immune bosses, fix soft locks and things like that. He's got that like sorted for you. So go and check him out.
Is too many hats? Because there is an answer, and it will make you immortal.
That's a good question. I've worn 3, I think.
Oh, you're well anyway. You can wear many more hats than that, apparently.
Wow. Kind of looks funny having all those hats stacked on top of each other, though, on your head. Cool idea. Didn't think Bungie would think of that. That is a neat little twerk to the game, Yeah.
And I think that is all I've got on my list. I think maybe I'll watch something somewhere else, and I can't remember where it is, and I can't find the video, or if there was a video. I think there was a Reddit post about what Blue found out about those other masks, but I can't find it at the moment. Anything else?
Yeah, and I think that's basically the end of the news was essentially.
There was an Astrocross thing. Sorry, there was an Astrocross video. He did an Astrocross video on the new submachine gun, comparing it to the Multimac CCX because it's a kinetic submachine gun. 900. It's really good. Yeah, so he does recommend going and get it because he said that's all you will find in Crucible at the moment. And he gives you kind of god rolls for PvE and PvP. Remembered it. Remember I saw it now.
Marvelous.
So yes, you were telling us about the extra news.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of, I think the extra news we basically covered. It was basically someone else on Reddit going, didn't you guys say the unstable cores were going to be gone in Renegades? I mean, good that it's not. And Bungie said, we're planning on to make a few of these changes land closer to Renegades. Team found some smart solutions in short term, in the short term to help bring the changes forward. Hope it helps. Because those happened this week, which is great. And then just, Bungie just, being responsive to people, saying, hey, it's going to cost 1 million enhancement cores. All the doomers were wrong. And Bungie saying, hey, we understand the anxiety. We're doing what we can to rebuild some trust here. Like, they know they need to win back some community trust and to get the game in a spot where we want it to be. And then just reminding people again and again and again that Festival of the Lost goes until November 11th. So we have that third week because, most of us are old enough to remember when it was a 3-week activity. As Hunter Prime 66 on Reddit said, unstable core is gone and on your mark changes already. Are we approaching the rise to we so back from the latest rock bottom? And Bungie just said, we have a lot more work to do, but I just love the constant we're cooking, roller coaster we've been on with this game since 2014. Things are either dire or they're amazing. There's no middle ground. Yeah, but that was basically all the news this week of them just sort of confirming that stuff. And then I had a couple more, things that I wanted to mention. The game is dead video from Cammy Cakes, which is just, silly and worth it. And I enjoyed watching it. I know we talked last week about, I think we just said Plunder is back making builds, but Engineer is also back. And he has the Warlock Buddy Master Prismatic Getaway Artist updated endgame Buddy Warlock build. So it's basically, you probably seen a number of people making, hey, you can have all the buddies up at one time. But Engineer I really like because he puts a lot on screen where he puts like different fragments and says, you should run these, but you could also run these for some different varieties. Like he puts a lot of the, Hellion, Weaver's Call, like a lot of the things he talks about puts what those things are with their descriptions on screen. So it's really nice to be able to remember what all these things do. It's a little less of a copy of dim link and just run it and say, I don't know what I'm doing, but it's all working great. So he's got that build that I've been running, and it's just stupidly fun. I cannot take it off. Just having a Hellion up and the Arc Buddy up all the time. You don't have to use weapons. You just run around with your abilities, and it's just nutty. Then Cammy Cakes also has Festival of the Lost Loot, because I can definitely read words. He has a God Roll Guide for PvP. Whew, words are hard. Of just, if you are looking for weapons and you want to take them into PvP, what his recommendations are. And then Maven has one of, Destiny 2's greatest feature does not exist. And her idea was basically sort of things we've been touching on this week about sort of this like support ops role or support ops option that actually, if having played a little bit of Helldivers, they have this option where it's like if you're in an activity and say you're doing a match-made activity or you're with a group and one of your friends gets disconnected and now you're down a person, like in Helldivers, there's actually an option to like basically call in reinforcements. Like if you have an open slot, you can basically put a call out and say like, hey, we need help on this mission, and it'll pull somebody out of the world to bring it in and help you on this mission. Like the time or two we did it, it was just my buddy and I who were brand new, didn't really know what we were doing and got in over our heads. It brought in this guy who was like 8 levels higher than us and just come in and like have that like hero moment of like coming in and just like clean up everything and save the day. And she just sort of talked about it would be so cool if you're running the exotic mission or doing a pinnacle activity and you get to the end, again, and your buddy gets disconnected, or you're just or you just get stuck. You get to the boss and you're like, I just can't get past this boss. We're just not quite strong enough to sort of, hit that, hey, I need reinforcements button, and then have somebody come in and help you get through the activity would just be a super cool thing to add. So I just love that idea. So I'll throw those in the show notes as well. But then, that's all I've got this week. All right, who can't be threatened with a good time?
Renard. You have to say it with the R's, remember? You're like, Renard.
See, I can't, but you can. So I'll let you roll those R's, and I'll just say it, in my normal stuttering way that I say things. The man who were really trying to talk into getting that 4th and 5th cat. I mean, isn't 5 cats the right number of cats? Let's be honest here. I mean, 3 cats is a good start, but I really think 5 cats is the correct number of cats. Good round number, good cats for everybody, cat for every day of the week. I think it's perfect. We're trying to threaten this man with a good time of more cats, and it can't be done. We keep trying. It's not possible. You know who's threatening him? Our grenade throwers, Noble, and the Mancuda from Texas, Feral, and Golden God, 1562. They're threatening him with cats. I can't say they're all threatening him with cats, but they should be. Threaten Renard with cats. That's actually one of the perks we'll put into the can't threaten me with a good time is with cats. So those are our lovely patrons who have gone to patreon.com and /TTAH and said, you guys are insane. You are still here. You are nothing if not persistent. And we appreciate what you do. And we appreciate them for appreciating us. Because, we're just here at the Mutual Appreciation Society. And I think we've come to the very end of the show. We've done it. We've made it through another week. This is where I say, thank you for joining us. Your Titans are Peroty and Night Demon. Your Warlock is ToddtheGatr. You can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're everywhere. Just search 2 Titans and a Hunter. Put in a little box, hit the button, you're good. We've asked you for feedback. If you'd like to leave us some, 2titansandahunter@hotmail.com, or just go to YouTube. Just any YouTube video. Just any YouTube video. Leave us a comment. Just tell the creator.
No,
to send
any
it
of
our
our
way.
YouTube videos. You can't just leave it on anyone. Don't. We're
our
not going to see if
okay.
it's on somebody else's. Don't be silly.
I see. So go to a Two Titans and a Hunter video.
That's the one.
Like a new episode or like an 801 or an Eververse or what's next week. So go to our videos and have people tell us things there. That does seem better. Your idea is good. We'll go with that. So yeah, go there and leave us comments there, and then we'll be able to see them, and that'll work way better. We all these lovely videos we talk about, links we share, they're all at the show notes. If you're using a good podcast player, they should be right there. Just scroll down under the lovely sound you're hearing, and you should see these notes. If not, twotitansandahunter.com is where all of these notes live. All the videos we link to, all the sites we talk about, they're all right there. And I'll even give you a bonus one, tier5.report. If you haven't gone to tier5.report, that will help you if you're on the grind for, hey, I'm trying to get my grenadier set, or I'm trying to get my gunner set. It basically has the same knockout thing of like when we're collecting ergo sums or the exotic class items. It'll help you keep track of what do you have duplicates of, so you can throw away one of them, and just help you keep your vault maybe a little more tidy. And there you go, free tip, twotitansandhunter.com. If you want to join the Outer Dance Troop, threaten us with a good time, throw more grenades, patreon.com/TTH. If you want a more casual encounter, coffee.com/twotitansandahunter. And when the proper British gentleman decides to stream, twitch.tv/twotitansandahunter. What'll he be up to? Can't tell you. Gotta go there, gotta hit the bell, find out.
It won't be next week because it's half term and the kids are off. Yeah.
Aww.
I'll be busy apparently.
So it won't be then, but you should hit the button, because when it happens, you should be the second to know. Because he's the first to know, because he hit the button first. But after that, you can be the second to know. And yeah, that's where you can find us. You can find lovely Todd the Gator and Kingsley Mac over at the Guardian Downcast. You should go there and you should follow them and say, hey, you do good things. You're playing this game. You're having good conversations.
You're as mad as the other two over there.
Yeah, exactly. Give them a follow, and maybe they'll drag you through a raid kicking and screaming. The kicking and screaming, I hear, is optional, though. So, Todd the Gator, thank you for joining us. Night Demon, thank you for joining us. And dear listeners, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, guys. That was fun.
Yeah, tell the people goodbye or anything else you want to say.
Cheerio.
Later, Guardian.